Okay, okay. Oh, thank God
We
we're
live
live.
now.
Yeah, we're live. Oh my God, dude, I was running up the fucking. I was running up the stairs, man. Oh man. Whew. Whew.
Hey, bro, you take a breath. You do what you gotta do. What is up, guys? What is up, chat? What is up, y'all? How are y'all doing on this fine Sunday afternoon? Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are as excited as I am for the episode. Now you wouldn't be able to tell that we were excited based on our start time, but hey, you know,
uh,
a very rare honored one's late moment. You know what I mean?
Never been done
Get a good
before.
look at it now,
Yep.
because I mean, it's
Ever.
never happened before, and it's not gonna happen
Happening again.
again.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. So
yeah,
I
Crims
gotta.
is actually fighting a dragon.
Yeah.
So like he had to. I mean, he got cooked. I mean, because obviously it was Creams, right? He
Yeah.
tried. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's
It was an extremely high diff fight. Needless to say, I triumphed with nary a serious wound. That being said,
yeah.
unrelated to the person who was in the elevator and decided to go down instead of up in my building, I wish you a very bad Christmas. That's all I want to say.
Damn. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, because
Uh,
obviously after your hard
yeah,
fought
I don't want to
battle
go
with
all the
your
way
with the
up this.
dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So that's pretty unfortunate. I won't lie. But hey, man, you're here now.
yeah.
And I forgive you for your lateness. Like
Thank you, bro. I
yeah.
was so worried about how mad you were gonna be, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
bro, what if we just run these red lights for real?
Right, first of all, that's crazy. But don't like listen, bro. I've already, you know what I mean? The dragon already beat your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Chat's beating your ass. I don't need to beat your ass too. You know what I mean? Like, I'll let your natural sort of consequences, like happen on
Yeah.
their own.
Um.
But yeah,
So, sorry about the tardiness, guys, but we're here. We are live. This is the first stream of October, the first stream covering Kashimo versus Sukuna. All right, this is gonna change lives right here. This
it's
episode.
already changed mine.
Yep.
My life is already looking up. I'm happy. I'm looking towards the future, and it's looking real bright because Kashimo's electricity is fucking intense. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I'm just locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Runner would never be late. I mean, I'm gonna just put my hands up. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, so I guess we got a lot to get
Yeah.
into. JJK dropped a good chapter. MHA dropped a really
Really
fucking good
good chapter.
chapter.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Blue
sir.
Lock Blue Lock did its thing. Blue Lock did what Blue Lock does. And then I guess we can I guess also in there we can talk about what won the poll. If it's
Yep.
close, we can save it toward the end of the stream. But if not, we can kind of talk about it and let them know
Nah.
what we're getting into.
Like in the words of a shattered samurai, it's not even close.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So let's start off with that real quick before we get into everything else.
Yeah. So
We put up the book club poll
mhm.
a couple of days ago, a few
4 days ago.
several days
Yeah.
ago. And you guys voted. Members did their thing. They decided to throw their hat in the ring.
Mhm. Mhm.
And out of the four, so first I think we could just list off the four series that were on there, and then
Yep.
which one won.
So let's right at the top we got honored ones book club poll staple Eden Zero. You know, just owns that spot now. It just bought it out. It has the deed and everything. So that's
Hmm.
that's where it is. Second one is Oshinoko. The third one is a new edition. Three and four are both new editions. Third one is Frieren. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah,
Beyond
free
Journey's
run.
End. Beyond,
Yeah.
yeah. And the last one is a classic, oldie but a goodie. Fist of the North Star.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So definitely some diversity in the picks here. And he said it wasn't close. He said one of them won by landslide. So which manga was it that won, and which manga are we going to be reading
All
for the
right,
next, few weeks moving forward?
all right. Drum roll, please, everyone. BR, ready? Brrrr.
Yeah, and
I hope stream is updating for you guys.
let's see.
I
Go.
yeah. There we go.
Bet,
Oshinoko,
bet.
dude. Clean sweep, dude.
Clean sweep.
47%. Y'all are Oshinoko heads, man. I
Yeah.
This is this the most surprising one of any of these polls?
Uh,
Because this is a
I'm
sweep,
not
bro. This is a
sure.
landslide.
I don't know if I thought Monster was gonna get 58%. I'm gonna be honest,
True,
bro.
Monster
But
had like a
that was that
legendary
was
performance.
that
Yeah.
was that was definitely like a bit of a that was definitely a little bit of a crazy swing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I am seeing some very mixed feelings. I see a couple of unimpressed. No, not Oshinoko. Let's fucking go. Let's lock in. Like this is gonna be to say the least, like I guess a controversial manga we're gonna be reading.
Yep.
I hope at the bare minimum, it's like, even if it's garbage, it's like exciting garbage. You know what I mean? Or
Yes,
like
sir.
something
I,
to look forward to. So
yeah.
I think it's gonna be interesting though.
I've heard both amazing and terrible things, so I have no idea what to expect.
Listen, I mean, it's made by the fucking goat, right? Who wrote Kaguya-sama. So like,
Is it
I'm
really?
inclined, yeah,
Wow.
I'm inclined to believe that they would simply lock back in and just turn the corner and just drop another banger, right? Another certified classic. But we'll see. Not every like great mangaka has the ability to spin it back. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's a rare,
I'm gonna
it's
I'm
a rare skill,
it's
bro.
just not in everybody's toolkit. That's okay, but we're
Yep.
gonna see
It
we're
won't,
gonna see if that's in theirs.
yeah, most people can't even hit a black flash once, let alone twice. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Doing it once is
Yeah,
already
yeah, yeah.
crazy enough.
Or
Um,
is there
I will say,
hold on, Spirit? The better Akasa, whatever. I know what you're talking about. The author. If this ain't better than Kaguya-sama, listen, bro. That's. I sorry, my brain malfunctioned for a second. We're gonna hope so. We're gonna hope so, because if that's the case, then I'm in for a really good read. So I'll
mhm.
just put it like that.
I'm genuinely just surprised with how poorly Fist of the North Star did. I thought with the way Monster performed, old heads in our audience would be like just clean sweep Fist of the North Star,
Mhm.
or
Um,
Eden Zero getting its due.
I did think. I'm not gonna lie. I did think Eden Zero was gonna finally
Because
kind of show up. I'm not
because
gonna lie to
there's a
you. Like,
frustration there with Eden Zero,
yeah,
like in the crowd, right, amongst the streets.
yeah. I'll say this. I'll say this. Listen, bro. We said Eden Zero bought a spot, but like at this point, if it's not going to win one, bro, we might need to clear it out for
Yeah,
for a more competitive series. I mean, come on.
yeah. Like
We
thankfully,
gotta.
it skated to one
Yeah.
more pole, right? Because it's in second place here. But I think
Mhm.
it's on very thin ice.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
Um.
But yeah. Do you want to? Okay, so
Yeah.
we got into that. It's gonna be fun. We're
Mm,
gonna we're gonna be reading that, give you guys updates.
mm-hmm.
I guess before we get into like My Hero Academia, Blue Lock, and JJK, let's quickly jump through the super chats real quick.
Yes. Yes.
So the Future 28, thank you for the two. Black Whips be exhausting. I mean, probably Cream's reference. That's crazy. Jaden 3011, thank you for the two. Everyone's really hopping on the Kashimo stocks now. Don't worry, bro. I'm about to tap dance on some of y'all's neck in a little bit, but like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it, bro. Because I got screenshots of some of y'all saying he's less than half a chapter and getting one shot in the air, and I know who you are, and I will be calling you out. All right, thank you. Anyways, Sleeping Danger, thank you for the 14. Late twice in a row. Shame on you, Creams. BR is good. Hey,
I don't know
bro.
what you're talking about.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. That's all I'll put it. I won't even address the whatchamacallit, the cream cylinder. Angel of
Appreciate it.
Access, thank you for the two. We smoking on that Fushiguro pack. Thank you for the two, man. The anime Jumjer, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Creams' tardiness and come on, man. Dude. Yeah, I mean, I will say pick a lane. Like you
Oh my
gotta pick
god.
a struggle. I,
Oh
I
my
will say
god.
that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Can I pick it right now? Like, can I just
Whoa, whoa,
like?
whoa! What you mean? What you mean? You said that with a little bit of conviction. Which one are you gonna pick,
I was
buddy?
gonna pick tardiness. Damn, bro, it was not.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just making sure. I'm just
I
making
didn't mean
sure
to
because
make
you
that sound like
sounded
it was
real.
something like I was wrestling
Yeah,
over.
bro, say, can I pick right now? I'm like,
Is there a
I don't know if I
deadline?
want you to. I don't know if I want you to be honest. That's crazy. Let's
Oh,
see. The Future 28. Thank you for the 5. Noah had one of the greatest calls with Kashimo being a literal smoke demon.
I look, all love and respect and affection to Noah, right? Like, like intimate, right? Like really intimate love to Noah, right? I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know if he owns Kashimo as the smoke demon, like as an idea, right?
There may be some more concept
Okay,
or not concept context, because literal smoke demon maybe Noop was like making mention of like a specific power or something like
okay.
that.
See,
I
then
I, I,
yeah.
I have to. Yeah, I have to imagine he's not literally saying props to Noah for like saying
Yeah.
Kashimo's a smoke
Because
demon.
the future
Um,
Tony, just for fun, right? The alternative of that is like you only ever saw No-Op say that about Kashimo, and then just like never once on any JJK internet space ever again. You're just like, nope, this is
yeah.
it. Close doors. Never speak. Never. This is the one opinion on Kashimo I need right here. But
Yeah, I will say that'd be very very funny. He's like, damn, bro, he's the only one that knew that he was on demon timing. Excuse me. I fear that everybody thought that, but no, I no, I probably made some like
mm,
some prediction on like his power or whatever. Google me five. Thank you. Wait, Jesus. Google me. Thank you for the five.
yeah.
Hikari coming at Hope Kashima all like a bro is something I never knew I needed until now. Loki got me more hyped than Gojo versus Sukuna.
Low
Okay,
key,
so two
bro. Low
things.
key, under the rug and behind closed doors. I kind of agree with you.
Okay, so let me put it like this, right? One, I already told you guys Gojo wasn't
Oh
gonna
my
have the best
god.
fight against Sukuna. I'm just staying consistent to my beliefs,
You know what,
right?
bro?
I
Just you
literally
earned this.
said it.
Yeah, strut your stuff, bro.
I
Like,
I
just
I, I
go.
did say that for me, not for y'all, but for me, Gojo wasn't gonna have the best fight against Sukuna, and I don't think Kashimo is either. Just to put it out there, that's going to my goats. That's going to the elite. That's going to the people that Sukuna is wrong the most. If I'm gonna be real, but I think Kashimo's already shown and about to give me something to eat, right?
Mm,
So yeah, I will say this too:
mm.
Hikari coming out, Arame being like, "Hey, bro, I'm not really fucking with you like that. Like, I'm not really trying to fight you." He's like, "Can't blame you."
Yeah,
Domain expansion though.
yeah. It's
Listen,
like, hey, dude,
I gotta,
bro.
I gotta be honest, right? I'm a hater.
Mhm.
I gotta be honest. That shit
It
was
was
cold.
cold.
Like,
It was
what do you want
cold,
me to?
bro.
What do you want me to say? Like, I'm a hater, but I'm not dumb. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
on
Like, I gotta.
it
There's
gave
gotta be
me.
some room for some
God, what was that?
appreciation.
Oh, you know that scene in Spider-Man 1 where he's like, I don't want to fight you, Flash. I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
Oh yeah, and that scene's more funny because it's like he not really
Yeah,
like that, but
but how Kari
it
is,
is
bro.
it is out of context a cool ass line.
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to fight me neither. It's crazy.
Yep.
But
Speaking
yeah,
of,
yeah,
okay, hold on. Two things. One, Kashimo emotes for any members who might have missed it, so have fun with that. Number two,
yeah.
bro. Can we just talk about the translations, like the scans and all that, for just like a hot second, bro? Have you been seeing the officials getting clowned on today?
Yeah, because what is it? John Wary's back.
Yep. Look,
Yeah.
look. The fan scans cooked. Can I just say what I want? Like they no diff the officials this week, and I don't think there's anything wrong in admitting that. Um,
You know, I agree. I
I
mean, yeah, John Wary's got to be one of the most hated people in the
yeah.
community, and
Look,
it is almost.
like I'll put
I
it.
don't know the guy, right? It's almost sad to see. Like I'd almost feel bad. You know what I mean?
I'd almost feel bad if like I didn't see the fruits of his apathy. You know what I mean? Like, like, damn, bro. I almost felt empathy for. Like, okay, you saw that? I saw this meme that was like, editing a card thing is like, sorry, Buckaroo, but I made a promise, so I got to take care of you. Look at his
Oh
foot.
Jesus. Yeah, I saw a tweet that was like the antagonist of JJK, and it was like Mahito, Sukuna, Kenjaku, and John Wary.
Wait,
So that was funny.
bro.
Um,
Some guy
uh,
just
yeah.
said Cowabunga, dude.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, he definitely had some interesting word choices with characters. I will give him that. Let's see, Kishkin, thank you for the five. You guys should host a poll for Honored Ones episode 100 for what should be done, like Honored Ones after dark stream or Honored Ones game night. Chess would go crazy. Y'all stay trying to like upset the power balance. You know what I mean? That's crazy, bro. Listen, I'm the one who's the smart one.
Uh-huh.
Creams is the fall guy, but
Uh-huh.
that doesn't work if he beats me at an intellectual game, guys. Y'all
It's
not committing to the bit here.
bro.
God.
Okay, so little flex for y'all slash creams lore, right? So it was it was my birthday this week, and one of the things my friends and I did to celebrate was we went to an escape room, right? Now I don't know if the sales lady or like the tour, I don't know what you call them, right, for escape rooms, but she was like, bro, she was like, this is the hardest escape room, right? Like so many people like freak out in this one, it's so impossible. You need like a 10,000 IQ to solve it, right? And we're like, we got this, right? We go in, and it's like a doomsday, like you gotta, you have your oxygen's running out kind of puzzle, right? So we're in there, and you have an unlimited number of hints, right? Because like they want you to solve it or have fun with it.
Mm.
So they give us a walkie-talkie. They're like, anytime you feel confused, use a hint, right? And let me tell you, my friends and I, we used 3 hints in that 1 hour we were in the escape room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, bro. We came out of there with 7 minutes left on the clock, and you know what she said to us? Wow, you guys are so impressive. You used like basically no hints, like below average, like well below any of the other people that do this escape room. I'm honestly so impressed with you, right? Again, she could just be blowing smoke, right?
Yeah, kind of glazing, kind of glazing, but like
insane, right? But I'm like, okay, statistically speaking, right? For us to be above average or even average, that's crazy for 3 hints, right? Like, am I crazy? Like 3?
No, I mean, I think. Listen, I think there are some escape rooms that are kind of fucking tough.
Right.
Like there are some escape rooms I've done. Like I don't do them all that much, but like there are some I've done where it's like we're literally leaving 30 seconds before the timer's up, and I'm like, damn, that was that really made me stretch and flex my brain. I'm not gonna lie to you. So 7 minutes early, kind of good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. And you know what? She said it was the hardest one, and like hardest one for 3. That's a pretty good ratio. Like the only way this would be like absolutely lying, right? And I've been thinking about it since we got out of there. If the average is 0 hints. If
that would suck.
Yeah, you know what I mean. If she's like, dude, 3 hints? Were these people stupid? Like if she was going to her coworkers, just like freaking out. I'm like, whoa, okay, fuck me, man. I'll put on the clown makeup right now. Shit.
Yeah. Imagine the average person gets out 10 minutes early and takes no hints. Like, oh my god, bro, that'd be embarrassing.
Bro, I gotta call someone. I'm not sure these people can go home on their own.
I feel like after that you do gotta like take some online classes or something.
Yeah, it's just
or take an IQ. Yeah. I'd take an IQ test after. I'd be like, I gotta know if that maybe it was my group. Maybe my group wasn't helping. You know what I mean? But nah. Once you get that. Nah, that'd be crazy. That would be very unfortunate.
Yeah. So like I'm gonna choose to believe the lie, right? Just or the truth in this case. Just gonna take it at face value and just assume that I'm like a genius. Me and my friends collectively take that statement and divide it by 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair enough.
As for Keishkin's overall question, we have a rough idea of what we want to do for the 100th anyway. And, you know, as it approaches, I think BR and I come up with more and more stuff, you know, closer to day of. I think we're already collecting stuff for it, right?
Yeah. Ideas are welcome if you guys just want to mention them. Like, we are not above saying, damn, that was sick. All right, let's do this. You know what I mean? So,
and episode 100 is going to be it's going to be fun. So
it's going to be very interesting for sure. Yeah. Let's see. ZX4, thank you for the 5. Did you peep the 2 Bleach episodes that came out this week? I did. Creams probably didn't because he's a Bleach hater.
No, I'm gonna just binge all of Bleach when the season ends.
Yeah, that sounds like Bleach haters speak to me personally, but yeah. I sniped Neji, thank you for the 5. BR, your goat is in the mud. Megami Pack had me benching 405 this week. My goat Yuji ready to start Black Flash in all opposition.
Dude,
thank you for the money,
405 is nuts. Damn.
Yeah. Also, congrats on your hate and thank you for the 5.
Yeah. Also, dude, I like. Sorry, I just realized people are saying Yuji's gonna hit a black. Bro, Yuji doesn't look like he's ready to fight, let alone like land a Black Flash.
No, not too much. We're gonna talk about.
Okay.
I want to also talk about the state of the good guys in a little bit when we do get to the JJK
that's gonna be sick. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Defiance, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome. Appreciate you. Arian Nagare, thank you for the 100. First time getting to tune live on stream because it's always 4:30 in the morning in my country when you guys stream. Nice. Us being late actually it helped you out in the end, so that's a W.
Yeah. Honored ones.
Let's see.
Honored ones. Time zone audience nerf. You know, it's kind of like the Hydra. For every one we lose that's asleep, we get 2 that's awake in Europe or something.
Yeah. Samar Nelson, thank you for the 5. BR, would you ever make haiku vids? Just reread it, craving haiku content for real? I may not make like individual haiku content, but I could make something like if you've seen my like Why We Love Yuji and Denji or like the Gojo and Kakashi or Yuji and Ichigo, I could see myself doing something like that amongst sports manga. Maybe not its own individual video, but like a general appreciation or I guess review of certain characters or arcs in the series. So I could definitely do it. If you have ideas, if you have a specific thing you want me to talk about that could jog my memory, maybe I'd be able to lock in for it. Let's see.
Maybe if you gave me the idea, I could do the video. Just
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, bro, the game is the game. I'm not.
Yeah, bro. Like, hey, bro, you want IQ content? Like, shit, you must know something I don't. Like, help me tap in, bro.
It's like, damn, they play in volleyball differently.
Yeah.
The anime Junger, thank you for the 20. Hey guys, hope you had a great week. I'm gonna assume that was an exclamation point. Going to catch the VOD later, but real quick, who is the better tag team, Hikari and Kashimo or Yuta and Maki? Damn.
Yuta. Okay,
Damn,
I'll put it like
tough,
this.
bro.
Kashimo notes, if Kashimo's not using his technique, Yuta and Maki. If Kashima's using his technique, then I might pick Kashimo and Hikari.
Same here, right? And Jackpot Hikari too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but I'm gonna be real. Whenever somebody asks me about Hikari, I don't even, one, because that's just his fighting style, and two, because like base Hikari, you know what caliber of character we're talking about. We obviously mean Jackpot. We're obviously talking about full power. So yeah, for sure. But yeah, thank you for the 20. Thank you for the 20. Let's see. Let's go.
Nolan Devins. I'm currently making a D&D rulebook that is planned to take about a year of time to make. Would either of you be interested in getting in on it? I mean, you've floated the idea of a JJK D&D before with me.
Yeah, D&D would be kind of hard, bro. Listen, hit me up with the details on Twitter or something. I might be locked in. I fear. So yeah, I personally am showing interest. You know, we'll you know where to find me on Twitter, brother. But
it's right there on the screen. You know, yeah.
Yes, sir.
God of Festivities, thank you for becoming an honored one. Appreciate you.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. Jaden 3011, thank you for the 2. No diff the official, that's crazy. I mean, crazy, but wrong.
And not inaccurate,
I mean? It's just one of those things.
Also, thanks for the birthday wishes, guys. I don't mean to like go by them, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, Maharaga Neji, thank you for the 2. Thoughts? Kashimo equals Mary what?
Leona and Yuji equals
Why the
Doomsday.
fuck is that beating my ass? And
Leona.
why? What is the
scaling here?
So she's a smoke demon, yeah.
Okay, but why?
So I see the Kashimo comparison.
Right, but like, why are you
Yuji to Doomsday? I have no idea what this means, bro.
Yeah. Like,
go and clarify it for me. Hopefully we'll be able to answer something for you.
Just like you gotta hold my hand on this one, bro. Like full sentence. Yeah.
Walk me through this, bro. Like I'm stupid or something. Help me out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Divine Deviant, thank you for the 5. The way Gege had Arame looking so good in that one panel, I don't feel good for Hikari's chances. So 2 things. 1. It sounds like you feel some type of way about Arame in general.
It just felt like you gave us $5 just to tell us you really like.
Bro was biting his lip, typing that out. Bro said, "The way Arame." I was like, all right. And listen, I'm not judging, but just
appreciate it, bro.
Just say what you don't have to say. Arame was strong. Just say, "Damn, bro, I really like the way Gege drew them." Like,
just say, "Oh, I fell to my knees crying and like, bro."
Yeah, bro said, "Damn, Arame looked nice." I mean, Hikari's finished. Nah, bro, sounds like you are. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's crazy.
I mean, look, all due respect, bro. Like, thank you. Just thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you for the vlog. I will say this.
We hope Gege keeps delivering.
I'm locked in for Arame to cook. I guess no pun intended. But like Arame always looks cocky and arrogant as fuck going into a fight, right? And she's
insane.
And it's just
her demeanor,
the status quo. He pulled up on Gojo and said, "Who are you?" What? Who are like? How are you gonna step to Gojo for talking disrespectful? Like, let's reel in our expectations.
That's still a bar as far as like panels go. Just like Gojo checking Arame. Shit was clean.
Agree.
It was clean.
I agree. It's just that like Arame always pulls up acting crazy. You know what I mean? But I will say this is probably going to be a very fun fight for sure.
100%. It already is like so much more lively than Gojo versus Sukuna, and I think I want to explain why like later down the episode.
Yes, sir. Listen, bro, you were saying something crazy about me, but I knew this would happen. I'm a visionary. I'm a seer.
Let's not go crazy.
Even. Let's go crazy though. Marcus MC, thank you for the 2. Watching this with a speaker on, I'm sorry for the rest of your household, brothers. We are going to be loud, especially when we get to the Kashimo section.
Yes, sir.
Let's see.
Tragic
Lazy Gamer, thank you for the 10. If you're still planning on doing the coldest line series, don't forget about the Gojo line from Zero Movie where he says 1 second of my time will outmatch that in response to the
€10. Okay, that's a first.
Oh yeah, like I can match it in 1 second or whatever. Cool. Yeah, when you're like it took the people in my country 10 years to me. He's like, that really got nothing to do with me, big bro. Like what that what?
Damn, doesn't sound like my problem.
That's impressive. You know what I mean? That's impressive, but like that's not my issue.
I mean, so, bro, I'll set back those people 10 years, bro. Like what do you want me to say?
Oh.
What? That's just what Gojo would say.
Oh, interesting. It sounded like you wanted to speak through your go. I'm gonna be honest. Um, but let's see. Crush Orange, they give the 5. My beef with John Wary is that he doesn't make the characters that are 1,000+ years old talk like they are. I will say a lot of it to me is just like
I
it's
mean,
not that the translations don't mean what they
it's
say.
the
It's like
delivery. It's the
they're just clunky.
yeah.
They're very clunky. And I'm gonna be honest. In some instances, they're just like I'm not gonna pretend that it's more than it is. I don't speak Japanese, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like for all we know, not for all. I won't put that on y'all. For all I know, John Worry's translating this exactly
Exactly.
how
Like
Gege intended
perfectly.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, listen, bro. I want this shit to sound cool as fuck. So if TCB makes like some minor, sort of like creative liberties to make some shit sound cool over John Wary maybe making it sound like I don't know, the most boring
Yeah.
textbook in my
Like
life, like I'll take it personally.
there's this one bit right where Sukuna's calling Kashimo greedy, right? And in the fan
Mm,
scans, that line was bulked in the Kashimo panel, right? But for some
mm.
reason in the officials they split it up between Gojo and Gojo, my god, between Sukuna and Kashimo's panels, which was
I
so
will say that I
the,
didn't have too much of an issue with Sukuna calling him a greedy bastard.
no,
I
no,
thought
no, no,
that
no.
was
He
sick.
called him greedy in both things, right? But it's like he
Mm,
split the like. Okay, so you see that panel of Kashimo on page 10 where that line is,
yeah.
right? So
Mm,
in the scans, it was like Satoru Gojo was just as greedy or something like that, right? It was all filled within
yeah.
that speech bubble. And in the previous
Mm,
one, where Sukuna's holding the item to his head, the scan
mm,
said something like "How amusing," you know,
yeah.
like it feels like did he just remove a line?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'd have to go like do a direct comparison of the specific page, but I
Yeah,
mean I wouldn't put it past him for
yeah.
sure. Um
But that
Fergusaur, thank you.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead, go
yeah. I
ahead.
was just gonna, then it begs the question, like, who is right, sort of, like who's Japanese, like,
Yeah.
if you could power scale their respective Japanese skills, you know?
Yeah. It would be very useful to just be able to read it in Japanese and make
Yeah,
your own determination or whatever. But like,
mm,
I'm personally, I don't know either way, right?
yeah,
Both of these guys could say this is the right translation. I'd be like, I don't. I mean, I can't tell you. I just like the unofficials personally because I think it flows better and it sounds cooler. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna be completely honest. I know a lot of people like to be like armchair translators on Twitter. I'm not that. I prefer one because that shit sounds cool.
yeah,
Or it makes more sense to me in the way TCB explains it.
yeah.
I will also give props to TCB for translating the fucking editor's comments or like not editor's comments, editor's notes at like the end of each
Oh yeah,
chapter.
that's
Like
cool. That's cool.
I
Yeah,
will say
bro.
that
I realized
not doing that is strange.
you'd never know that they don't do that or that they do that if you just read the officials, which I find like
Yep.
so weird.
Very crazy.
Yeah.
Very insane.
Um,
Let's see.
Fergusaur,
Fergusaur, thank you for
think
the 2.
too. Yeah.
And then Tragic Lazy Gamer, thank you for the 5. Also, the shipping segment from the anime discussion reminded me of a tweet I saw where someone said Nagumo from Sakamoto Days is Udamaki's child, and I can't unsee it. Huh. I don't know why you cursed me with that idea, but I'll take it. I'll take it and run with it, I guess. Um,
um,
yeah, that's
Yeah,
that one's
that's
for
cool.
you, buddy.
Oh, Angel Lights, thank you for the 2. Happy birthday, Bussy Boy Creams. I just did not stop. Huh? I just read that as I read it, said it as I read it. Thank you for the birthday
Mm.
wishes, Angel of Access. I appreciate you. It's what?
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna say that. Let's
Um.
see. Jaden 3011, thank you for the 5. Possible hot take. BR, I respect you. I hella love Kashimo, but I'm sorry, I don't think his the strongest line beats
Bro,
Ghetto's the strongest
why'd you
line.
type this out like a breakup text? Like, what's going
I,
on
I
here?
will I will say, you know what I will say though? I
Mm,
appreciate the respect, bro.
yeah.
People be kind of talking to me crazy, all types of way on here, you know what I mean? So I appreciate you, you really like coming down to my level and
Damn.
talking to me, man to man. And I'm not mad at that. Like I don't even know if I like it more personally. The ghetto line is very, very, very iconic. So it would be kind of crazy to say that like it is without question Kashimo's line is better. I think it's just a parallel, and I really like Kashimo being like, yo, bro, you kind of just like me for real. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing with all
Yeah.
these peons? I'm like, nah, that's
Yeah.
hard.
We should run away together, you and me, bro.
Yeah. So I will say that's very good. I think we got through all of the super chats so
Yeah.
far. We'll let them
Um.
stack up again if you
Yes,
guys
sir.
want
Yes,
to
sir.
send more, and we can kind of
Uh.
get into
Bro,
what's up.
I thought of a fun segment to do for the 100th, right? So,
Mm.
Live Harder, our mod and resident thumbnail artist, has been drawing our stuff for, what, a couple months now? I forgot how long, but like a lot of the
Full
year.
Govy is crazy, but no, I think I'm familiar with Liv.
I'm
I
saying it
think
to
I
the
know.
audience, Torg.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
building to a thing, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I remembered a conversation or like an exchange the three of us had regarding like top five, like live
Mm-hmm.
thumbnails, and I haven't been able to shake it. And I thought, let's see what let's just put it on a tier list, bro. Let's rank the thumbnails.
I am down to tell you guys what the right order is for sure.
She's
Yeah,
still
we can do that.
she's still cooking, right? She's still
Mm-hmm.
climbing the ranks, right? She had a couple of black flashes, with Gojo versus Sukuna. And I think she hit one today. To be honest with you, the thumbnail today is sick. Thank you, Liv.
Yeah,
Um,
yes, sir.
um,
Appreciate you as
yeah.
always.
I know what my top five vaguely is for now, but it's ever changing, with every week. But when we get to the 100th, I think you and I will have some words to exchange. And you know what?
Yeah.
We'll even let Liv on to be the referee.
I sort of assumed that as the default there, but
Oh,
yeah,
it
no,
just you're
for
not
sure.
usually okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, hey, I'm always open for surprises.
Yeah. Let's see though. Let's so we've been going through the super chats for a while. Let's jump into the My Hero chapter, and then let's do the Blue Lock chapter
Yes.
before we like.
I mean, we could just read
Yeah,
this last one. Defines thing for the five.
sure.
He may only last 2 chapters max, but these about to be the scrappiest chapters so far. Not gonna lie, I'm trusting the Thunder God to cook. Yes, sir.
I don't know if I think he's only lasting 2 chapters. I will just say I agree with the entire sentiment of this super chat though. I'm locked in. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I mean? Like it don't need to be 10 chapters of fighting. Although Gege, if you're listening, if that's your plan, bro, who am I to stop you, right? Unless your plan is to like do some bullshit, then don't do that. My go. But like I'm not mad at 10 chapters. I just don't expect it or need it from Kashimo. I need hard hitting, just ferocity from my goat for sure.
If you assume
But yeah,
volume 26 or whenever this Gojo versus Sukuna fight takes place, it's gonna be the fight was only 15 chapters, right? That's not even really 2 volumes, so he'd have to augment the last like 3 to 4 chapters of that volume with Kashimo versus Gojo Sukuna.
mm,
So
yeah, man. Hey, bro, I'll take my own Kashimo versus Sukuna volume. I guess, Gege, if you're just offering those like that, you know what I mean?
mm,
But yeah, for
and,
sure, for sure. I will say this, kind of to pivot a little bit from JJK.
mm,
Every chapter this week that we talk about did a really fucking good job. I'm gonna be honest. And
I
kind of just
agree.
to pivot to My Hero. I was saying last week that Horikoshi was kind of lukewarm, and I hold by that. However, he said, "All right, you know what? Fair. Watch this." And I watched, I listened, I learned, and I gotta say, this was a very fucking spectacular chapter from Horikoshi and a great showcase from All Might. I really like this.
Same here. It
Really
was
do like this.
damn near phenomenal, dare I say. I think, dude, I was so moved by the last panel in a way that I didn't think I was gonna be. And I was trying to figure out why. Right? I think it's been a. I don't think Horikoshi's ever drawn All Might with his current like bone structure, or whatever, with his original like white pupils.
Mm.
And that shit was so uncanny valley to me. It was like, whoa. But it was like, oh, the life's back in his eyes type thing. And I was like, damn, Horikoshi kind of cooked, bro.
Yeah, so I wanted to actually use My Hero as like a jumping off point, not for a take I have, but for a general sentiment I saw when the chapter came out, right? And you, Creams, I just want you to give me your take.
Okay.
I saw a lot of people basically saying that Gege should take notes. And I think in obvious reference to like how Gojo exited, or I'll put quotations. I know Gojo fans still clinging on to hope, and I respect it. So I'll put in quotations how Gojo exited the series. Like All Might kind of, we seeing the emotional reaction from Deku, like us actually seeing everything that goes down and what we can generally assume to be like his death. All of that shit. Like I think what the sentiment I saw, at least on Twitter and TikTok a little bit, was it was very cool to see All Might go out like this
Mm,
in a pretty big blaze of glory, assumably to really handicap All For One,
Yep.
if not just completely eliminate him, right? Like All For One, like Shigaraki's still there, but Shigaraki was never really All Might's villain.
Yeah.
So if All Might is able to essentially remove him from the battlefield, essentially remove him from the series as a main threat, I can see people looking at that and being like, damn, I really wish Gojo, obviously there are some structural differences that need to be changed, right? But the general sentiment being like, I wish we saw this sort of conclusion for him. You know what I mean? Although I think personally, I'm of the opinion you can make it work for sure. You have to completely alter the structure of the fight to make it so that Sukuna is the dominant one, and like objectively so from start to finish.
Okay.
So
So, okay, what's the kind of core question that you're asking or like posing?
so I think Horikoshi did and like is concluding All Might's character in a more conventional sense, whereas Gege is doing it much more in Gege fashion.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't think there's
Which
anything
one?
wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay,
there is. I'm just asking you, which one do you prefer, right? Which one do you like? Obviously, I think you're gonna like Gojo and JJK more. It's more so like the general approach is to writing that sort of conclusion.
probably Gege's. Just personally, I just think it's more fun to do it that way. But I don't want to say it and make it sound like I hate the way Horikoshi did All Mights. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's a preference, not like a qualitative judgment. You know? So I'll phrase it like this, right? I think in a way Horikoshi, it's not even like a classic shonen death like it is, but I mean like All Might is supposed to represent the classic hero archetype and kind of that golden age feel.
Mm.
So for him to have an ending like that seems fitting. It's like
Yeah, no, I agree.
yeah. I will say, All Might's God, it's just a hard point to try to like convey outside of my inner monologue, but like I'll try to translate it accordingly, right? So just bear with me here.
Hmm.
The way All Might went out and his like attitude and dialogue for the entire fight with All For One that he's been having is what I think people thought Gojo's would be like in JJK, not understanding that the inherent difference is that All Might genuinely means like being of service to others is the end all be all, right? Like he is genuinely a hero and teacher to the like to his core, right? And his self expression in that, like his selfishness or whatever you want to call it, like that's how it manifests, right? For Gojo, it was like the other thing he did, right? Like he let the other side of himself take the wheel in the fight with Sukuna, right? The selfish side, the sorcerer side, if you will, the strongest. And that's how he went out, right? Or like that's the burden he was relieved of, right? So it was like they're two fundamentally different characters, but I think because they're both senseis going out on like
Strongest or the prior strongest, whatever.
exactly, right? Like I think people might conflate the two being or like supposed to be sort of similar, and I think for Horikoshi it's that just is All Might, so there is no problem, right? And he wrote it accordingly. But for Gege, he wrote true to Gojo's character, and I think that's why it might have like resonated a little bit differently.
I agree. I think generally just agree with the entirety of what you said. They're different characters. They have different themes and purposes within the story. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think it's crazy to say that All Might, on a personal, emotional level, is more integral to his or to like Deku, right, than Gojo was to any like Yuji or Yuta. It's not to say that like Gojo wasn't loved by his students, but I mean, like Deku is in the middle of a fight for his life, like trying to hold back his team.
And
He's fighting his arch nemesis, and the thing that's taking up his mind is not Shigaraki, it's All Might and his potential death, which has been built up to as like a very real possibility. I mean, 100% agree. Yeah. Not only that, yeah, but like 100%. I think they serve different purposes. I can understand the preference to like to see All Might go out like this, but I do think the preference a lot of the time is rooted in liking Horikoshi's entire approach to the narrative in a certain sense more than this very specific fight. Like, I think you would have to look at the series holistically and be like, okay, I like Horikoshi's approach to All Might's archetype more than I like Gojo's, and that's fair. You could have an entire discussion about that. But I will say that both of these fights are somewhat controversial in nature and like All Might's was way more controversial in the beginning with a pretty well-loved conclusion,
Yeah.
and Gojo versus Sukuna was pretty well-loved
At
in
the
the beginning with an
yeah,
extremely controversial
yeah.
ending. So I do think it's kind of interesting and
Mm.
fitting to see that play out.
Yeah, I think the
So yeah.
parallels also like I don't know, Gege might not have done himself any favors by having this fight take place during All Might versus All for One's last, conflict here because
Mm.
it almost like it's so
It
easy to make the
forces
comparison. Yeah.
it forces comparison. And I will just say this flat out, right? I will just say this flat out, and this is not like me even saying that the All Might fight is better. Emotionally speaking, the All Might fight clears the Gojo versus Sukuna fight, right?
Yeah,
And I
100%.
think that's the entire
I mean,
intention,
because
right?
these two guys hate each other to their core, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
100%. And that's not even that's not like a me saying Gojo versus Sukuna is worse than All Might versus All for One. I don't think that, right? What I'm saying is that I think the reason people have such different reactions to the course of this fight over time is because, I mean, obviously, as people, we're very intricately linked to how we feel, right?
Mm,
So if Gojo versus Sukuna for the majority of the fight didn't make us feel as much as All Might versus All for One, obviously, this is only assuming you care about my hero. If you
yeah.
don't care about my hero, you're not going to care about like this at all. So like, please apply the common sense at the door. But like, if you cared and you felt more watching All Might fight All for One, your immediate knee-jerk reaction is going to be, oh, this must mean it's better. When I don't necessarily think Gojo versus Sukuna, like I said this from the beginning, right? So like I know a lot of people always think it's like coping or like you're eating up slop. But I mean, from the start of the fight, right? I
Mm,
was basically like, this is not going to be the emotional crux of anything, right? Sukuna is not going to really like it'd be like expecting the emotional climax of Mahito's character when he like killed Nanami or Nobara, right? It's important to the story. It's important to other people's characters, specifically in this instance is Yuji, but like he only really he only really shines. He shines through the most and the brightest when fighting against the person that is like meant to be that sort of like other side of the mirror, right? So since Gojo wasn't that for Sukuna, right? When Sukuna does fight Yuji, and if you're like me, Megami as well,
mm,
that's when I think we're going to get the emotional crux of Sukuna as an antagonist. So then, if emotions aren't brought out, if you're not really like personally invested in the fight and not just liking it on a technical sense, then we might be able to have a discussion about, okay, maybe Gege's failing on this aspect or this aspect, right? But it's like you went into the grocery store, you tried to buy a car, right? They
yeah.
just don't sell fucking cars. Like you're just at the wrong spot right now, man.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
all it is.
I mean, look, it's I get how the association is made, right? Like it's not even like I'm saying it's just completely outlandish to have these sorts of opinions, but damn, like maybe if you were to read them separately at separate times, the disparity, I don't know if disparity is the right word, the difference would be a lot more obvious. But I think like Gojo dying then All Might dying is like let's see how these two seemingly similar. It's like buying a scooter from that grocery store or something, and then buying a
Yeah.
car next
Yeah,
door. Yeah.
exactly. It's just like it's and I get why, you know what I mean? If you want fucking food, then yeah, the grocery store seems like better than a car dealership, but neither is inherently better than the other. It just depends on what you're looking for at the time, what you need at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I look at it. That's how I look at it personally. On one thing, I won't dive too deeply into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is just something I'm kind of like thinking out loud because I see this idea a lot. I completely disagree with the idea of All Might being a pivotal fighter, like against All for One, being contradictory to his idea of like becoming support earlier in the story. Like I think everything he's been doing is exclusively in support of Deku. Like even being on the battlefield right now is for Deku to fight the real final antagonist of the story and get his shit handled.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I don't know. I want to talk about at length at some point sometime because I do feel like people look at support and think this motherfucker has to just be on comms or some shit, like motivating Deku from the background. But no,
It's like, see, you could
fighting
do it,
all
bro.
for one, like he's literally like I'll put it like this, just to use a current JJK analogy. All Might versus All for One serves a similar purpose, at least in terms of intention and like overarching conclusion to the sort of like war we're in right now, as Hikari versus Arame. It is not the main event, right? This battle is here to facilitate another bigger, quote unquote, more important fight, right? He is still acting as support by like giving his life to allow Deku to fight. You know what I mean? He is not the main attraction here. He is not going to beat Shigaraki. Shit, he might not even beat All for One, but he's giving his life to make sure that Deku and everybody that he's leaving behind doesn't have as much of a tough time. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I fuck with that.
And
like that's hard.
Actually, that is the one thing that I will say I do appreciate a little bit more about Horikoshi's thing than Gege's, because it could have even been passive, but I feel like I didn't get confirmation that the students were necessarily absorbing anything from watching the fight on a technical level, which in a series like JJK seems like a waste. Like, again, yeah, I said it jokingly last stream, but like, bro, Higuruma's the only one taking notes.
Take some notes.
Yeah. Like,
I will say this. I think we're going to, okay, I'll put it like this. In the same way we didn't know what the benefits of Gojo getting sealed in the prison realm were until he started like shrinking his domain, we probably won't know what each student took from Gojo's fight until they start fighting. I'm gonna be honest, I could see Gege doing that shit. Higuruma is the most explicit because I think he's the most like
nerdy,
sort of like conventionally studious.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
I mean, he went to law school. Like,
Yeah.
he probably literally is like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. Whereas prodigies like Yuta, like Hikari, like Yuji, right? They probably get
Eyeball
it,
it, yeah.
but, like, instinctually, like
Yeah.
they get it. Like they see it. They're like, oh, you can do that. Okay, then I can do that. You know what I mean?
It's genuinely crazy how like prodigious Hikari is, because you'd never think based on like the way his technique works or the way he fights, but he's very adaptable. Like even in his fight against Kashimo, right, using his technique coordinates to just like throw him above the water, which is like he just thought of that on the fly. The reverse curse technique out the brain, like Hikari is really adaptable, right? Like he is a prodigy, but I think like he's so, I don't know how to describe it. He's not like a thinking prodigy. He's a feeling prodigy, if that makes sense.
I can kind of get what you mean.
Yeah.
I would generally agree, or at least his thought process doesn't seem very conventional. Like he doesn't fight like Deku, for example. He's not like all in his head like a nerd.
Yeah.
Um,
Or like Sukuna, to be honest with you, because Sukuna is actually on his like Poindexter shit with the way he fights.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, he just cut space and time. Yeah, for sure,
I
for
got
sure.
space and self. I had to have Maharaga teach me. Like, yeah, it's just like.
Yeah, bro. I will say so that's cool. So My Hero, really good chapter. I personally am gonna give it like an 8.5. I really fucking liked it,
bro.
This was solid.
I tweeted this, but like so I was reading the chapter, right, and one of my neighbors was just blasting opera music through the wall, and it kept escalating at the speed I was reading the chapter until the end, right? And it hit the climax, and I was like, "Damn, All Might's fucking death goes way harder with some opera in the background."
Bro had a real life OST to accompany his My Hero fucking chapter.
It was
read.
crazy.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Definitely landed way harder than I thought it would. I will say too, little underrated moment: Deku breaking the fight concentration because he's like thinking about All Might.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He's like, I'm not here, like, bro, saving them, all this stuff. Dick eating comes first, bro. I'm a fanboy through and through.
And Shigaraki's like, hey, bro, you can go save your goat. I'm just gonna kill everybody. Like, just do your thing. I will erase everybody that you're trying to protect right now. And Nick is like, you a bitch for real, bro. I don't even know why I'm trying to save you.
Dude, not only that, but like, Deku, like, bro thought about it for like a split second. Like, he was just like, I wonder how many people he could kill. He was doing some math.
I mean, I could get over there real quick. I might be able to save All Might, then get back to Sugar. Nah. But like, maybe if I get him weakened, like he was weighing the pros and cons, you know. It's like, if I just fling him open, nah, fuck, bro. He's got quirks for that shit. All right, whatever. Damn it. All right, bro. I guess my goat is dying. That's nuts.
Bro, it's like, wait, did I get his autograph?
No, I have to. I mean, come on. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, really good chapter.
8.5 for me too.
8.5. Like Horikoshi really did his thing here.
Um,
Let's see.
Maharaga
Some super.
Neji, thank you for the 5. Whatever technique that kills Doomsday when he comes back with that ability and he can't die the same way twice, Yuji might be the same. Where, but like,
Bro thinks he's Maharaga for real.
yeah, not even them, but like, where would Yuji, like, where would that ability spawn from? Like, it's not like his brothers had it, right? It's not like Sukuna doesn't have it, you know?
Yeah, bro. His soul is going to like understand the technique. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying some shit I could see Gege saying. His soul understood the ability and therefore he adapted. I don't
bro.
know.
You know,
But yeah,
Caliber
Caliber
X, yeah,
X4. Thank you for the 5. I just want to point out that Momo was fighting for her damn life. Yeah, she sure was, bro. She
always,
was
bro.
she was about to get cooked if that shit. If I think it was the Twice clones do not disappear. Um, let's see. I think I
Mazane,
saw.
thank you for the 2. Little late, how you doing? How gang doing? How the gang doing? My God.
Jesus Christ, you
Yeah.
couldn't have said that. How the gang
Doing.
doing?
Yeah. Bro,
Um,
if you think for a second I'm gonna set myself up for something like you think I'm a cut a board guy? No siree. This ain't my first rodeo.
Hey, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. How the gang.
The gang.
Nah, but I'm doing good. I hope everybody in chat's doing good. Creams, I mean, I hope he's doing all right. Like, good is crazy, but like all
Ugh.
right is sufficient. Um,
Dude, so you know how I ate that dragon that I slayed? Naturally, that's what you do after you kill a dragon, right? Meat.
okay.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, I went to a full sprint and ran up the stairs on like a full dragon stomach here, and
Mhm.
I'm just kind of paying the price for that action, like throughout this podcast.
Hey, bro, that's I'm not gonna lie to you. That could have just been left with you. But I
Nah, bro, the
appreciate the
streets had to
honesty.
know how I move. Yeah.
The streets didn't, you know what I mean? The streets could have just kept on driving, but like I'll let you. I mean, I'll let you cook, I guess, whatever. So yeah. Speaking of cooking, let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about goat lock. Let's talk about peak.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh,
Hold on, real
Calibrex, thank
quick.
you for the 10. I'll have to catch the VOD from here on out. Y'all take care. Appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the VOD.
Appreciate you. Yep. Yeah. So goat lock. Another Hiyori focused chapter, locked in for it. I like this a lot. Hiyori kind of like, because we were talking about last week, like, damn, bro, Hiyori made glazing look cool. Like the
Yes,
antithesis
sir.
of Blue Lock's ego and shit like that.
Yep.
And Hiyori got the same thoughts. He's like, hold on,
Bro,
what's going on? What's going on here?
yeah.
Ego. I will
Dude,
say
seeing
one of
Ego
the
as like a devil on his shoulder,
yeah, as an
crazy.
apparition, like shoot the fucking ball. That's what being a striker is about.
Shoot
And
it,
he's like,
nerd. This is why your parents
and
didn't want you. Like, damn.
he's like, damn, bro, he kind of spitting. And Hiyori having this whole conflict. I don't think we've ever seen someone that wants to be in a support role have this sort of
Yeah.
issue. I wonder if, like, if we're gonna get something related to Sai, seeing if he ever had something like this, like
Uh,
ever
yeah.
sort of a conflict about being support or being a striker. You know what I mean?
And I mean, do you think Sai also put it up to like, if I score, this happens, or do you think he just like made the decision before that was taken? Like he just passed the ball and it went in, type shit.
I could see him realizing his limits because he seems like a very pragmatic sort of guy.
Yeah.
Um,
You know,
so I could see it being like, okay, I don't have that final step, right? I have the eyes, I have the dribbling and passing ability, but like, I don't know, I can't, I'm not finishing at a enough level. Hold on, I remember I had a brother back in Japan. He could kind of kick the ball really good. Hold on, we might need to. He comes back. He's like, all right, bro, you're gonna be the best striker. I'm gonna be the best midfielder. And when Ren said no, he's like, holy shit, you ruined my whole plan. You ruined it. You ruined everything, bro. You ruined everything. But back to Yuri, I really like this. One thing, I don't know if anybody else got the same feeling, but Hiyori in this moment where he's talking about believing himself and that like that shot at the goal, it seemed very reminiscent of like early Isagi.
it
to
did,
me.
yeah. Because like Isagi also pictured Ego in his initial stages to like evolve. In no small part because there were massive holograms of Ego telling him to evolve. But you know,
Yeah. The final, like the kit kind of looks like a direct shot to me, at least. The like everything about it looked like very, very similar framing wise. He just didn't actually score in the end. So that was something. He already kind of got depressed after that, and of course, Esau goat. saw everything and said, "Hold on,
Yep. Let's cook,
I
bro.
see. I see. I won. I found it. My ultimate winning formula. Yes, sir. It's
Mm-hmm.
time to lock in, bro. This chapter was just really fun. This chapter was just really fun.
Yeah, it,
I'm
it,
I'm
it was a
I'm
solid 8 for me.
yeah. I'm gonna give it.
It was low-key kind of funny when he missed though, because like after all that hype, like after the manga went crazy on the art, he just missed, and I was like, like I just let out like an audible chuckle. Like not that it
Yeah,
like,
you a
nothing.
hater for real.
Not on some hater,
But
just like, damn, bro, that was, you know what it gave? It was like if Gege would unironically one-shot Kashimo in the next, like it was just like there's like the initial shock that turns into a laugh.
yeah, it would kind of be like if like Gojo won in one chapter and then was just
Okay,
like in
okay,
half the
okay,
other.
okay, okay.
No, I'm just saying it would just be kind of crazy, you know what I
No,
mean?
no,
All that build up and stuff.
took the fight out of it. It's fine.
Nah, but good Hiyori chapter. I'm gonna give it 8.5 too. This was really good.
Sleeping
Fun,
Nature,
fun,
thanks for
fun.
becoming an honored one. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Let's see. Do we get a? Okay, cool. I guess that just leaves. I guess that just leaves JJK, right?
Yeah,
Like I don't think we have
Jujutsu
anything else.
Kaisen, sorcery fight. Unless
Yeah.
unless you like have anything else you want to just get off your chest real quick.
Nah, bro. Everything I gotta get off my chest is about to be in this chapter.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta start locking in.
Um. Okay, so I don't even know where to start here.
Kashi Goat showed
Kai-
up
like,
and
okay,
did his thing, bro. Like, what do you mean know
No,
where to start? You
I don't know where to
with
start.
the,
Like,
with the god of lightning.
I don't know where to start on him. If I should start on a meathead level or like on like some Point Dexter shit, you know?
All right, go and start on your Poindexter shit, bro. Nerd out before we start getting hype.
Okay. The nerding out is just gonna be the Sukuna and Kashimo's conversation.
Okay, let's talk about it then.
Okay, so you can tell Kashimo's been waiting 400 years to ask Sukuna this question, man. He's just looking at him, like staring him down, just like, Sukuna, did you become the strongest sorcerer, or were you born that way? I'm just like, damn, he just like me for real. I would also like to know, right? I'm like raising my hand behind.
I remember you asking that question before. If that was like innate, and you're like he crawled his way up theory.
Yeah. So I've been like trying to, I've been kind of chomping at the bit to get an answer to this one, and the answer is Sukuna doesn't know. That's crazy. Like just straight up like.
It's funny too because I'm like I think he has to be like acting fucking coy because like
yeah, right?
Sure, you don't know how strong you were at birth, but motherfucker, were you as strong?
Like
were you able to body everybody for as long as you can remember or not? Like,
it's like,
what do you being? I was a cursed wretch that my parents threw out the window.
Crazy,
it's like, okay,
by
cool,
the way.
but nobody asked you that, bro. Like I didn't. Okay, cool, I appreciate it, right? But motherfucker, when you were 5 years old, were you killing adults or not?
It's like, it's like, bro,
answer the damn question.
Yeah, it's like, damn, Stuart Little, I get it, you were an orphan, but like that doesn't really answer how strong you are.
Yeah, bro said, this motherfucker's strong. This, I don't know. Yes, you do.
Yes, you
like,
do.
You're a liar.
Bro, Gojo knew he was like Gojo at like 5. You know what I mean? Like holding his mother's hand with
you don't look around at a grown man who's not supposed to be in your like family compound like that. Look at two people trying to like you don't move like that, right? If you're just like some random brat, you just some humble kid, right?
Bro.
Sukuna, I know you know if you were real or not, bro. You just stingy with your answers,
dude. Well, you know what this tells me? Sukuna, Kashimo versus Gojo would have had like some crazy ass dialogue.
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
a
I could
little,
see something like
little
that.
bit more philosophical, maybe less meatheady, but definitely like I think they want the same thing. Like
Yeah.
I definitely.
Sukuna made up his backstory in the spot so Kashimo would feel bad. Kashimo wouldn't care about that shit, bro. He said, I mean, what is you being a curse? I don't care.
Yeah.
What's that gonna do with me?
And it's just like,
fight me, bro.
It's just like you could tell how like Kashimo really wants to know, you know? Like
the like he's like, hey bro, listen, how do you fuck with these bums? You know what I mean? Everybody around me is just like dirt, you know what I mean? Just beneath my feet. So like how do you do it? Like let me ask you something, bruh. Is me being strong just mean I just gotta be lonely, or is it like it's searching for strength, like just the cross the strong have to bear?
Bro,
And then Sukuna's
Sukuna's
like just scratching his head with his crystal. Damn bit. Like
you
you
greedy.
asking a lot of questions. You asking a whole lot of questions,
Yeah.
bro. He said you and Gojo greedy as hell.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
like, damn,
come
bro,
over
buy me
here.
dinner first. Shit, you just
Yeah,
walked in.
bro said, come over here. I'll show you something. And I'm not gonna lie to you. It's such a small panel. Kashimo's smile.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something crazy,
Bro,
chat?
he waited 400 years for this. Like, let's.
That
Yeah.
smile had more aura than half of Gojo versus Sukuna. Just, I mean, for me, I'll put it for me, right?
Like-
I know there are some people that aren't as locked into Kashimo as me. That smile just says everything I need to know. He's like he damn near started giggling and jumping around. That's what that looks like, bro. He looks like a kid in a candy store. Like, oh shit, you're gonna kill me? You think you're gonna? Oh, lock in. Oh, lock in.
Bro.
Oh, lock in.
Dude.
Huh?
Okay. It's just, man, I'm already loving how they're interacting. And you know what? I want to take a minute to just like, it's not even gassing myself up. It's just something that's happened in the past week or so that I didn't really get a chance to address. I don't know if you know. So my Kashimo video on TikTok kind of blew up, like in like a very humble way, right? Obviously. But it like, okay. I think did you watch it? Do you know what I said? Or
Nope.
oh, damn.
No idea.
Dude,
Just paraphrase,
my
bro.
podcast co-host is the one guy that didn't see this video. Okay. I basically said so. Kashimo is probably like the Gojo / Sukuna of his era, right? Like strongest guy, right?
Yes, sir.
Hence the whole old age point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to believe, right? It's in a weird way. It's hard not to look at Kashimo and see like what Gojo could have been. Tell me if you had this opinion, right? Just tell me if I'm right or wrong. Based on this chapter, based on Kashimo, but based on everything we've established, right? If this was 1,000 years ago and Gojo existed back then, right? And or like 400 years ago, whenever he made the pact
Okay,
with
I was
Kashimo.
about to say in Sukuna's era, bro, getting
400.
cooked.
Yeah, right. I was gonna. That's crazy. Just by Sukuna. Anyway, I was gonna say, do you think there's any shot he'd take Kenjaku's offer?
It depends. I think Gojo is the way he is because he had a ghetto. He had a litmus test for what it felt like to have somebody be equally strong at the top. So when he lost it, he wanted to get it back, right? Kashimo probably never had that. There was probably no point in his life where there was ever a rival ever. So like Gojo lost something, so he knew what it felt like to have it, so he wanted it. Kashimo must have just assumed, probably a lot like Sukuna, they just don't build them like me, right?
Yeah.
Human beings literally do not come built with the same parts that I do. You know what I mean? So why even bother trying to like train up these clods of dirt? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whereas
okay.
Gojo, he knows other people have that capacity, right? Toji kind of humbled him. Geto was a rival for him in the beginning, right? And Gojo was not like unbeatable at first and then ascended to that sort of tier. So he knows that you can like progress there. Kashimo
He was
probably
human.
innately
Yeah.
Kashimo probably innately relative to his verse was always like an honored one relative to the rest of them, right? There was probably no person ever who made Kashimo be like, oh shit, am I about to die? Is another person about to really kick my ass? Nah, bro. I mean, old age, as an old man, he's like, bro, send me the strongest people you got, because I'm bored out of my mind. What are we doing?
Yep. And you know what? I think the people just sort of came to Gojo for some reason, or rather, the ones that couldn't just retired. Like they just hung it up.
So I could
right?
see.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I could 100% see Gojo taking the deal. I could see it taking the offer.
Yeah, because like it kind of occurred to me, and I was like, I feel like this would be the natural progression, right? Like if Kashimo and Gojo have a lot more in common than they don't, I feel personally.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. So I think from that level, this is very cool. I hope we get some more like somewhat introspective dialogue, because to mix in that sort of thing with Kashimo's just, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, knack for like really getting people hype. That would be so fucking insane, man. I'm really, really locked in for it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest,
Mhm.
and I know, like tanking that attack is not like an impressive feat at all for Kashimo, specifically because of his immunity.
Mhm.
But Sukuna like slashing with what you call it, Kamutoke, and Kashimo just kind of sitting with his staff, like, okay, all right, let me ask you something,
Just
bro.
just just eyeing him,
It's just
bro.
hard. It's just
Yep.
he's just so fucking excited, and I'm like, it's crazy because as a Kashimo fan, right, you're locked in the same sort of I'm here for a good time, not a long time way that he is, right? I don't think Kashimo cares if he wins or dies. Like it's very much like I plan on going all out, right? Keep up if you can, don't if you can't. Like that's all it is, right? If I'm strong enough to kill you, I'll kill you. If you're strong enough to kill me, you'll kill me. I'm here to fight. Winning and losing, that's just an outcome, right? That just happens like
Mhm.
what you know
Yeah.
it just
Okay.
happens as a matter of happenstance, like that don't got nothing to do with why I'm here, right?
So okay, this gets into like two. I have a thesis. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I need you to put on the glasses. Get the little tape. Connect the frame. Right. Really on your nerd shit. Right. Tighten up the bow tie too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I need like your full power for this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So the thesis is as follows. I feel like every point, every fight from here on out, starting with Kashimo versus Sukuna, is going to be inherently much more exciting because the outcome will not be as obvious or as certain or as limited as Gojo versus Sukuna was, because the entire fight, right? And I think we could say this even as like a shill, Gojo shill that you know me to be, right? Know me to be, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is something so inherently not engaging or not fun, dare I say dreadful, about understanding that like a character is just a lamb to a slaughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
This event only exists to serve a very specific function, and that function is just to carry the story forward in a way that is so overt, so direct that it almost like takes the fun out of it, right? Like it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't fully, but like that's the general sentiment, right? The
Yeah.
unpredictability of JJK I feel is when it's at its best,
Mm-hmm.
and I think there's nothing more unpredictable than like a post Gojo JJK.
Yeah.
Like
Now
even when he got
I
sealed,
agree.
yeah.
I agree. And but I also just think it's part intention too. Like I think everybody knew Yuta was gonna win in Sendai,
Right.
right? But like I'm gonna be honest, there's just nothing emotionally that hits as hard. At least I'm gonna be honest, like even the conclusion I might like in Sendai more. And I get how crazy that sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna like put that flat out on the table. It's just so good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of Sendai, I saw someone in chat say something really funny
Mm-hmm.
that I think is just like pretty wrong. It's like going by that logic, Ishigori was the Gojo of his time too.
No,
So two
because
things,
that's
right?
Kashimo. Like,
One,
yeah.
Kashimo existed, and two, Ishigori when he's talking to Yuta flat out says, "I fought worthy opponents."
Yeah.
Like Kashimo literally considers these people dirt.
Yep.
Like
I'll
if
put
Ishigori fought anybody he considered even remotely in his like
league.
ballpark
Dude,
enough to say
not
they're
even that,
worthy, then he's
but
not
like
Gojo.
Ishigori specifically said dessert. He said he's lived
Yeah.
a full, complete, like damn near perfect life up until then, right? No regrets whatsoever. He just, wanted a little something extra, something sweet, right? Just to
Yeah,
cap
he
it
was
all off. Yeah.
Yeah, he was greedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like that greed came. His greed is slightly different, right? Because that greed was, I had a lot, I want more. Kashimo was like, I'm
I'm
so
so
hungry.
hungry. I'm
I haven't
starving.
had
Yeah.
anything. You know what I
Ever.
mean? I haven't
Yeah.
had anything. Show me something, bro. That's kind of what it is. And that's not to
Mm-hmm.
say Ishigori's like a bum or weak, right? He's obviously not. But it's just more so to say there are levels to this, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
a reason. I'll say it like this. I think there's a reason Kashimo is meant to fight Sukuna here and not Ishigori,
Mm-hmm.
right? Ishigori being satisfied by Yuta and Kashimo basically being around like these types of characters at this level of power and still being like, that's cool. Like, probably not weak, but like, I mean, Sukuna is right around the corner, bro.
Yeah.
Let me go have a meal.
Literally.
Um,
Yeah. Let me eat for once in my life. Like literally. Like you saw, bro. You saw the way he was eyeing Sukuna. Like,
Yeah, and I'll also say this: Ishigori has no issues with jumping into fights, right? Kashimo fundamentally does because he thinks that's weak shit. Like he's like,
Mm.
what are we doing, man? This is a fight between the strongest. This is a fight to determine who really
Yeah,
him.
dude, I would
Ishigori
kill.
just jumped into Yuta and Uro like, hey, bro. I mean, I'm just trying to kill you
Yeah.
for real. Like, what's going on here?
Like, there's a part of me that wishes Gege drew kind of a, not even a conversation, but sort of. I want to see how Gojo or like the squad said to Kashimo, this is the strongest sorcerer of our era. He's gonna fight Sukuna first, and it's like, sure, his like promise to Hikari or whatever, but like, I feel like Kashimo would at least want a demonstration, want something, right, to kind of show Gojo's status as like the strongest of this era. Like,
Mhm.
there has to be something that didn't make him go, bro, fuck Sukuna. Like, this guy's right here. I'm just curious, like, what it was that like stayed his hand.
I mean, I'll put it like this: if Gojo was the strongest, he would win. I think that's how Kashima's looking at it. He will
Right,
see
but like, why?
objective
What is?
proof.
How do I phrase it? Why is this guy more worthy of fighting Sukuna than me? Right? There's a kind of headcanon answer that I personally have, which is like,
Mhm.
I think Kashimo is just really respectful. He's like, it's this kid's era, right? He's like the me of
This
of
kid's
era.
era.
Yeah, yeah. He's the me of this era. So I'll let him go first, just out of like he's the host, so to speak.
Mhm.
That's
sure,
it.
for
That's
sure.
that personal headcanon based on absolutely nothing. Just feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to
I mean,
throw around your own.
I kind of view it in a similar fashion. I view it as like he will in the very like unlikely event that Sukuna is weaker than Gojo, having Gojo fight him first will be like he'll know he made the right decision. If he waited, right? If he just fought Sukuna and Sukuna was weaker than Gojo, he'll have made the wrong choice, right?
Right, 'cause
But
it's
if
curse
Sukuna wins
technique, yeah.
anyways,
It's higher
yeah. But if
stakes.
Sukuna wins anyways, then it's like, okay, cool. I made the right decision. I waited one extra fight. That's fine with me. That don't really mean nothing. Like, let's just get in here and start screaming at people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah. And for all the people saying like Kenjaku over Kashimo in the era, like generally speaking, yeah,
No, bro,
Kenjaku's
but
probably above base Kashimo, but like Kenjaku just says, "Hey, bro, I can't really fight
in that
like
body, right? Because like the
this."
whole point,
Yeah.
like 80% of the reason Kenjaku is dangerous now is because he's in Geto's body.
Yeah, he has really good barriers and shit like that, and that's cool. That's fine. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
But he's in
He
a
probably should
special
keep-
grade
he-
body, you
But
know?
it's just like he's got curse spirit manipulation, gravity manipulation, which you only got after like after Kashimo's
Yeah.
era, right?
And
his
Tengen.
physical should just be higher levels than he was in like some random Joe's like vessel. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? His
And
power is
yeah.
very, very dependent on who he's in.
Yeah, not only that, but he gets like the amount of cursed energy from a special great sorcerer to play with and beef his like even fodder cursed spirits that he has in reserve. But now he also has the capacity to control Tengen, right? So it's like Kenjaku grinded like metaphorically and literally for 1,000 years to get to this point, and he's still not as powerful as Gojo. Just putting that out, putting that out there.
Yeah. So I think we can kind of pivot a little bit to the more meathead parts, and we can, and if anything comes up that is more narrative focused that we want to discuss, we can do that. But before we do that, let's read some of the super chats real quick. So
Cool.
Jaden 3011, thank you for the 5. Baby Sukuna coming out of the womb and just killing the doctor that delivered him would be funny as hell to me, not gonna lie. Some Yujiro shit.
Bro thinks he's Yujiro. I was gonna say.
Yeah, bro thinks he's got that Hanma blood for real. No, but that'd be pretty funny. Let's see. Sleeping Danger, thank you for the 14. Do y'all think Kashimo wants to win this fight? I answered this a little bit earlier. I think Kashimo just wants to fight his hardest. If he wins, it is a result of him being the strongest. If he loses, then he's like he finally got to fight somebody worthy of his full power, right? I don't know if I think he's fighting to win. I don't think he's fighting to lose, right? But I don't think he's not like who's an example of this? Like if Yuji and Sukuna fought, right? Yuji wants to win for like a lot of extrinsic reasons, right?
Right.
He obviously has like just the desire to not. Well, no, I wouldn't even say that. Desire to not die is crazy.
For
He has a
Yuji,
desire to
yeah.
like make sure Sukuna dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a desire to make sure Sukuna dies. He wants to save Megami. He wants to do a lot of other things. Kashima's just like, listen, I want to fight, and I guess like my mindset is like winning and killing you, right? Because that's how I bring out my best.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna be. If he dies, I don't think he's gonna be disappointed at all. I think he's just gonna be like, yeah, that was sick as hell,
Yeah.
bro.
I know.
He's just gonna be laughing to himself, chuckling in this like white liminal space, being like, "Damn, that was sick. That was fun."
You want to claim it right now?
Um,
What do you think his post or like mid-death scene is gonna be? Like, do you think Sukuna, like, level of compliment from Sukuna, right? Where like the highest is
It's
like, you were magnificent, I'll never forget you for as long as I live. You're strong, Jogo, or like nothing.
I
Uh,
think he might sort of I think he might say something like, "Well, did this fight answer your question?" or some shit like that with like
mm,
with one of his like dumbass smiles.
yeah.
Um, but I think Kashimo might be the first example of somebody dying, us seeing them go into the afterlife, and them having nobody. Um,
Ooh, dude,
like
that's low key
Joe,
that's a bar visually, but like,
yeah.
yeah,
See, like, cause Jogo had his disaster to his family, right? Gojo had everybody from his teenage life. I think Kashimo is going to die without anybody around except Sukuna. Like Sukuna will be the person that like fixes that loneliness for him in that sort of sense. Um,
yeah.
let's see.
Suni Sundiata Kita. I think I said it wrong, but thank you for the 2 pounds. Sukuna is babysitting the other strongest as the OG. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's starting to feel like
Bro,
that.
listen. We're gonna talk about it in a second,
Mm,
but for everybody being like, "Hey, bro, Gojo didn't know what he was talking about when he said Sukuna wasn't going all out." Listen, bro, this the last page says something a little bit different to me,
mm,
but we'll get into that in a second after we read these super chats.
mm.
Google me, think of the 10. If Akari was alive in Kashimo's period, do you think he'd treat him like his ghetto? Kashimo only decided to keep his curse technique until he heard of Sukuna. If Kashimo didn't, would he want to use it on Hikari? I'll say this: it
Mm,
doesn't seem like he was convinced because he
yeah,
was willing to die instead of using his technique when
yeah,
Hikari fought him.
because
And it's
like
not that Hikari's weak, but
like there was something
it's
about, seeing this semi-immortal guy with like it's a lot of damn near infinite cursed energy and being like, I can take you. Like like there's something so
yeah.
like, I don't feel the need to whip out the big guns, or like there's sort of an inherent like, I got this.
hmm And to me,
That's not to
it's
this.
just very
Yeah.
much like I think it's just like if I can't beat you without using my technique, that's all it was worth, right? And that's whatever.
Okay. Actually, I have an even more like normal, or not even normal, but like less meathead interpretation, right? I think for Kashimo, it's like, look, man, you beat me when I was going like 100%. Like you beat me by like a very thin margin when I was going 100% without using my curse technique.
Plus
I
water.
Right, yeah, right, and like you only survive because you sacrificed your arm, right, and you can't do it to me.
Mhm.
Like it's sort of like, I feel like if I use my technique, I'd kill you even if you were immortal. Like on the first try, you almost feel like Hashimo's
I
like,
w-
if I gave you
yeah.
this much of a high diff fight in your ultimate state, then like, whew, buddy.
Yeah, I mean that's how I look at it as well. Kashimo probably, I mean, guessed pretty like correctly that they are in the same ballpark
Mm,
with no technique. So if that's the case, and he's not looking at somebody who completely outclasses him, probably like Sukuna does in base. I mean, there is no get using the technique will only be another disappointment, right?
yeah.
So I mean, I get why he wouldn't want to use it. I get why he'd be like, there's no point, right? I'll be bored either way. Just
Mm.
let's go ahead and just save me the trouble. Let's go in and get me out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it
So
to you like
yeah,
this, right? Gojo got chopped up by Sukuna's domain the first time, and he was like, "Damn, my technique is so much better." Like,
yeah, bro's like, oh my god, bro, your technique is kind of garbage. Let me lock in for a second. Let me figure out how to do this domain shit as good as you,
hmm
and I got you.
yep. So
Um,
I think it's like, it's not like Gojo was like, "Oh my god, I'm in trouble." Like he was literally like, "Fuck, bro, I'm literally built differently."
I'm
Just
so
glazing
strong, bro.
himself. Yeah.
My technique is so crazy. Yeah. Uh,
Google me.
Google me.
You don't say the E. That's funny. Google me E. Thank you for the
Yeah.
10. If Hikari was, no, we already read this one.
Yeah, no, the next one is another Hikaru one. Google me, thank you for the 5. Hikari
Oh.
stepping first to remind us who the real strongest sorcerer is. Puda staying back to collect tears. Hikari is grabbing bags like a real hooper. I'm gonna be
Buddha.
honest. If we're like Yuta,
Oh. Oh my god. Um.
I think if we're being real, right, which I know it's hard for some JJK fans, like no
mhm.
JJK agenda. Yuta is probably just waiting for Kenjaku to show up. And also Hikari might be like legally obligated to make sure that Kashimo can get the one-on-one via
Yeah.
the binding though.
Yeah, he said he made a promise. I don't know if he was just like literally just like a pinky promise, or he was like, no, bro, like I might die if I don't do this. You
Yeah,
know,
no,
like,
I told him I'd let him fight Sukuna. The stipulations might be that like both of their intent is clear. Like Kashimo gets to fight him 1v1, and Hikari might have to. He might if like Arame tries to join, he might have to be there to facilitate that as well,
yeah.
right? So I could definitely see it something like that.
100%, 100%. Marcos MC, thank you for the 5. What happens now to Megami? Is he even still alive? I guess we could just like get into that part of the chapter, right? I personally think
Sure.
so.
I'm
Um,
I'm just so like genuine curiosity, right? I know people are gonna call it cope, whatever. What do y'all think has changed? Like really, really,
that's what I
really,
was gonna
like
say.
lock in with
Yeah,
me.
because like I can tell you my
Because
explanation,
what?
right?
He's incarnated
Yeah.
more. It's like cool, fine, but like I'll put it like this. I'll just put it like this
Ooh.
as a initial defense, right?
Okay. Okay. I thought you wanted to be like
We've seen.
the boss, kind of like the final, you know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
You know what? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead,
okay.
go
Okay.
ahead. Do your
Okay.
thing. Do your thing.
Okay. My whole point is like, he morphed into that form to bite off Angel's arm while he was like freshly incarnated. So he's. It shows that he's able to like manipulate that form like even right out the box, right? And he's constantly been like asked about why he's maintaining that form by Irozu, by Gojo, even after the bath, and
Hmm.
he still has Megami's soul in there canonically, during the fight with Gojo, because that's how like Maharaga's adaptation, like that's where it was going initially. So Megami was still there even after the bath, after the first incarnation, after the additional fingers were eaten. Like I don't see what this would change, right? I don't see what would be different.
And that's the thing, right? People are like, I think the idea is like, okay, Sukuna incarnating like is gonna destroy his soul or whatever. But it's like, okay, two things, right? One, Megami clearly has a resilience to that, in the same way Yuji did, right? It's not like a Megami specific thing. They just have the ability to go at it with Sukuna's soul in the first place. That's why Sukuna did all of this shit, waiting for Megami's soul to be weakened, then killing Yorozu and Sumiki,
Hmm.
bathing in all of the cursed energy. Like I think here's how I'll put it. If he could immediately take over, right, and completely suppress the soul of whoever's vessel he was in just by incarnating into his full power, he probably would have just done so before he even realized he wanted Megami's body in the first place with Yuji. Like all the way back in like chapter 8 or whatever the fuck, right? His intention was to just kill Megami, kill Nobara, go on, find his fingers, and kill Gojo, right? Like before he realized how broken Gojo was, right? Before he realized that Megami's technique was sick and that he wanted his body, right? Before any of that, his intentions were like, hey, I'm just gonna like take over you. I'm gonna rip out your heart to hold you hostage, and I'm gonna just keep on pushing. Like to me, if that was a surefire way to make sure Yuji could never, or somebody, a vessel could never come back, he would have just done so. Like like incarnating suppresses the soul, right? Angel describes it as that, and that much is very clear. But suppressing is not killing, right? It's just not the case. Like it's
Yeah.
just not how that.
And also I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, this is also partially headcanon, but like, soul body mind connection. I feel like if
Mhm.
Sukuna were to outright destroy Megami's soul, like the body would be, disrupted in some way, because
Yeah,
their the body follows the soul and all that. But
yeah.
again, that's just me making it up, so I don't know for sure, but it seems plausible with JJK's like logic, with the power
Mhm.
system. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like,
Yeah, I agree. And people are like, okay, Yuji's soul can suppress him. So can Megami's. He literally does it as soon as he incarnates.
Mhm.
The first thing he does is like as soon as he's taken over, he makes sure that like Sukuna's cursed energy output is lower when he's fighting against his friends,
Mhm.
right? Like we're missing key details here that have been gone over, right? Yes, is Yuji literally specifically built to hold back Sukuna?
Yeah.
Where Megami likely isn't sure, right? He has higher resistance,
Mhm.
but it's like, okay, if you think this is just some like, sure, I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. The onus is very much on the people saying Megami's gone to prove that, because literally nothing in the story has even hinted at that. Incarnation does not destroy the soul inherently, right? We know we've had it explained and we've had it shown to us numerous times in the story. It just doesn't do that. That's all it is.
Mhm.
Like they just don't disappear. I don't know what I really don't like. Listen, if in the next chapter Sukuna says, or like Gege says, or the narrator says Megami soul is gone, then I'll hold that L then. But like he just transformed back into his old form.
Mhm.
He's continuing his incarnation or whatever, right? But once again, based on everything we know about incarnation, at least anything I can remember, it suppresses the soul further. Which, like, yeah, it's Megami's probably deeper in the sunken place. It's just like
But he's still there. Just
so,
yeah,
he's. I'm gonna be real, right? If Megami being suppressed by Sukuna was enough to make me be like, "Oh man, bro, it is over," right?
bro. Okay, look. Okay,
Man, I would have been done.
okay.
I've been
Lock in with
gone.
me. Lock in with me. All right.
All right, what
Okay.
up?
Okay. So you know how Gege wasted his like God and Adam parallel on Angel and that random soldier, right? Like that little
Yeah.
drawing. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know, crazy. I'm also annoyed by that. But like, imagine this for a second, right? Megami's in the second place as you described it. Yuji's, he's like, like I don't know how his soul swap works, but imagine he just like needs to take a bite or something, like on some Rika shit. He's like biting Sukuna's neck all the way through like a vampire, and he's just like tapped in to like the soul world, the innate domain. He sees Megami, and Gege draws the most insane double page spread with Yuji holding out his hand, with the light behind him and reaching
I'm
out to
not gonna
Megami.
lie. I might kind of need that now. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I may need that. Um, I might need
That
that
shit
for
would be
sure.
raw. That shit would be raw. I
I might need
I'd
that.
get that poster, bro.
Well, I might, bro. I might. Let's see. So one thing I want to, I guess, address here. To be fair, didn't Angel say cases like Kashimo and Ishigori is where the soul completely annihilated and replaced? See, I knew this would come up in discussion, so I actually went back and referenced the chapter to see the specific wording. Like the super genius that I am. Let me go back, right? And let me read out what Angel says specifically. Um, let's see here. My objective is to wipe out all players who've reincarnated. Most of them do it by suppressing the vessel's original owner, whether intentionally or subconsciously. And that's against God's will or God's law, so it's wrong. Like I mean, yeah, it's like the worst thing you can say, right? To be like, I guess, completely transparent, is something that doesn't change just because Sukuna is incarnated more. It's not impossible to separate like a possessed player or revert a possessed player to their original state. It's not impossible, but it's extremely likely they will die because the cursed object and body fuse, so it's difficult to strip away, right? So like, yeah, but that's something that's been true ever since Sukuna incarnated into Megami. Nothing, in my opinion, right? At least based on the information we have, nothing has changed just because Sukuna went into his final form. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. It's bad still, but it was bad. It was bad last chapter. It was bad the chapter before that. It's been bad for months, man. Like it just hasn't gotten worse.
Yeah, to be honest with you, the one thing that bugs me about Sukuna's full incarnation thing, I don't know if it's a
Mhm.
translation error or maybe a story error, right? Could, mileage may vary. I'm open to like hearing the explanation, but like, so the he's now fully healed.
Years or
Brain, he
well,
like
we don't know. We don't know. We just here. Let me see. Apart from restoration techniques, Sukuna has a method of restoring his body. One he can only use one time. Yeah. So
no, no,
it
no, no.
seems to
Wait,
be
are
that
you
this is
reading
like
the
a
scans
full.
or the officials?
I just read the scans. I can read the officials too.
Yeah, because the officials say
Um.
Sukuna has a way to repair flesh only once. Besides reverse curse technique, he can do so by resuming transformation as a curse taking fleshly form, which he had purposely fully interrupted before. Um, I guess that's the trump card. Um,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if that, like here's the thing. I'll put it like this: the to me the thing, I guess the thing I wanted to mention specifically about before I get into my agenda, right? Agenda Kaizen. Um, Sukuna just could have like I think that's why not why Sukuna allowed himself to get hit with Hollow Purple, right? That shit was gonna hit regardless.
mm-hmm.
But I think the reason it's sort of like, hey, when Gojo was saying he still has things, he's talking about shit like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sukuna basically had a way to get back to full even without RCT, right? And he's had this the entire time.
Right.
He could have done that. He probably, and to be honest, right? Because I know some people are gonna think that I know some people are gonna think that like, oh, but maybe he wouldn't have the 10 shadows. We don't know if he can't use Megami's technique, so I'll just put it like that. But let's say he couldn't, right? If he has a fully healed brain and Gojo doesn't, guess what pinnacle of sorcery Sukuna would be able to use that can get past the
Yeah.
limitless?
And
Still, like,
yeah, it's definitely like I was thinking about it. I was like, this would be an okay or like even good trump card, because if I'm Sukuna, right? Like if I'm a weakened Sukuna,
mhm.
let me correct to say that, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get like mobbed up in my weakened state by a bunch of like pretty competent sorcerers, and I need a trump card. I'm like, wait, if I just heal, all these guys are just fodder. like man,
Yeah.
like I don't need a Maharaga. I don't need all these other techniques. I just need to get back to like myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, what chat creams, listen, what did I say? Everybody's been talking about like everybody jumping Sukuna while he's weakened, right? And I don't think that Sukuna won't get weakened by everybody, but I said we need that objective confirmation that the next generation has surpassed Gojo.
Yeah.
And the way to do that is by having them beat the full power version of somebody that Gojo couldn't, bro. Like, listen, people were saying Gojo was glazing. People were saying Gojo was wrong. I mean, Sukuna just showed us that, like, he at least assumably, right, if it healed his brain the way I think it did, he could have ended the fight as soon as he realized his brain was messed up.
Yeah.
He literally could have just resumed transformation, domain expansion, you're done. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that something, chat? Listen, all I'm saying, like, I'm not saying you gotta like it, right? But I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real, bro. It looks like it to me. This is kind of what I want personally, because I want Gege to show y'all how this sorcerer evolution shit be happening, bro. It's over. We're done for. And like, yeah, some of our favorite characters are gonna die. Whoop-de-doo, right? This is JJK. Welcome. Hi, how are ya?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also time to lock in, bro. The stakes have never been higher. The situation has never been more dire.
And more unpredictable.
Shit has never been worse. We're either gonna either we're gonna win and we're gonna lose, right? The only way we win is by getting better than Gojo.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that. This is it. There's no more second chances. It is fully sink or swim from here on out. Like if Sukuna wins, or Kenjaku, if just Sukuna wins, it's over. Like, bro, they could kill off Sukuna, right? In like an extremely high div fight amongst the group. I don't think it's gonna happen, but like they could just do that, right? Kenjaku is the follow-up act. It's over. Like just simply close curtain. Like, Gege, we get it. You hate all these characters. Here's your money. Never go out in public again for your own safety.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they gotta sink or swim, bro. Sink or swim.
Sink or swim. And I'm saying that's literally when we start cooking. It's literally when we start cooking. I mean, Gojo didn't become the strongest off of like Toji fucking babying him, right? He got cooked, obliterated, eviscerated, torn apart, and guess what? He came back stronger. We need some adversity, right? Yuda's been a little bit too coddled ever since his fight with Geto, bro.
I'm not gonna.
He ain't really struggled. Hikari? What? I mean, bro, he almost died versus Kashimo. Let's get another death scare. You know what I mean? Let's get him.
I don't know if Hikari was ever. You know what we need for Hikari? We need to get Hikari just like locked in, right? We gotta get him in NA and get him to calm down a little bit, and then we're gonna have him hit the streets with a new attitude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just here for it all. Now, chat, I would say we've been pretty logical up to this point, right? I would say we've been pretty fair, been pretty balanced. I think we, maybe you've disagreed with some of the things you've said, but none of them have been like absurd. And now it's time to hit the record scratch. It's time to change some shit up. Because can we talk about how Kashimo? Listen, bro. Kashimo.
Bro, let's just talk about the biggest Kashimo's curse technique revealed. It's finally here, bro. After fucking dozens of chapters speculating about what this thing could be. Like literal, what is it? Like a year or two now in real time?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Literally a very long time.
So fun fact about Kashimo, right? For y'all Honored Ones listeners, true Honored Ones listeners, right? The 12-hour stream, the title of that is just Kashimo, with him in the title and thumbnail. That was when the original Kashimo flashback chapter came out, and we lost track of whatever it was that we were doing. I don't know. I don't even know how to like recall the 12-hour stream without like calling my therapist right away. But like basically, Kashimo's kind of important to the lore of this podcast. All right, he's an essential character. Right, got us on this path, and since then, since the fight ended with Hikari, we've all been wondering, what is his curse technique? So, so to the us from that 12-hour stream, all those months ago,
it's manipulating all lightning phenomena, bro. Bro just said, listen, all right, my synapses fire faster on some Godspeed shit, right? And now, if lightning can make it, it is a weapon for me, bro. I got sound blast, I got electromagnetic waves, I got enhanced like physical stats, and I obviously got my lightning bolts. They're probably fucking powered up to the max. I'm like, bro, I'm here for it. I can't lie to you, chat. that two piece was mean. That two piece to
Mm-hmm.
Sukuna before the fucking shout, lock in, chat. Y'all don't know how long I've been waiting to see some Kashi goat shit on here, especially when somebody that I've seen pretty frequently in chat, but like surprisingly, crazily enough, I ain't really see him in here all that much. Kid Solo's the verse. I
Mm.
remember you saying the Kashimo ain't lasted more than half a chapter, and maybe you're here, maybe I just ain't see you, but maybe when you watch the VOD,
No
buddy,
one's
just
hiding. Oh my
remember,
god.
just remember what you said. I'm just saying, like, it would be crazy if you didn't show up in the chapter Kashigo did some shit. Like, listen, bro, it's okay to be wrong. Just, just show, just come on, buddy. It's okay over here. You know what I mean? We're not hostile, right? Right, chat, right, chat.
Yeah. We're not.
We're not hot, bro. I've never even attacked a person. I'm just saying, like, no, but further, this shit was cool. I was locked in. I made a joke that I no longer believe is a joke. I fully believe now. Sukuna has been forced to try more against Kashimo than Gojo. Sorry, I don't make the rules.
I would never go that
Kashimo
far. But...
leapt onto the battlefield, bro, and Sukuna said, "Rami, I need my curse tool now. Help me." Right? She came through.
He literally was
He
screaming
grabbed.
Maharaga.
He was literally.
Okay.
He was and he was screaming, "Give me my rattle, please! I need it." Right? He
Okay, so
grabs it.
Sukuna's a fraud again to you, but this time with Kashimo. Okay.
Oh, he's not. No. He's not a fraud, bro. This is a demon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody looks like a baby in the face of Kashigo. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? He said,
Okay.
"Oh my
Agenda
god."
Kaizen, I got you.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh my god, bro, give me the strongest curse tool in the verse, right?" He swings it. Kashimo says, "All right, bro. Like, let's try something a little bit more serious." Kashimo puts the hands on him, bop, hits him a couple of times, screams at him, and Sukuna says, "Holy shit, man, this might be the strongest guy I've ever fought in my life," and then goes into his final form, bro. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I'll just ask two questions to chat, right? Maybe we'll let a secret third one later. One, did Sukuna decide to bring out this cursed tool at any other time? No. Two, did he decide to bring out his final form against Gojo? No. Oh. I don't really know. Well, I mean, listen, I'm not making any claims. I'm not saying anything for sure. All I'm gonna say,
A lot of
all I'm
implication
gonna
in
say
the air right now.
is it's the implication, right? It's not like, listen, I'm just saying Sukuna showed his full form against one of these guys, right?
And it wasn't going.
And I'll let you read the manga. I'll let you read the manga and figure out who it is.
Yep.
Right? The Thunder God? I mean, the Lightning God? Like, let's be honest here, right? I mean, let's see it. Let's see it, bro.
Bro.
I mean, we're here for, right? We're here for a meal.
Okay. I was so genuinely surprised that like forearm Sukuna original hand form with the curse tools was actually happening. Because like, look, man, you said it to me and I thought you were joking, but like I couldn't see a reason for it because I'm like, what do you mean? He got like a better curse technique, better body that he said he's used to fight sorcerers or whatever. Like, what would be the point in him like going back to his forearm state, let alone using the curse tools? And I'm just like, I saw this chapter and I'm like, what was BR seeing that I was missing, bro? Like what about the manga was like the curse tools, the forearms, they're coming back, bro. All 8 of his eyes.
Everything, bro. I mean, my eyes are they're just working. You know what I mean? They're working in overtime. I can't wait to see Kashimo piece up Sukuna for a few chapters. You're just like Kashimo the Lightning Thief. Don't get me gassed up, bro. I'll tweak out about Percy Jackson for the next 3 hours. Relax.
We're gonna like run back our 12-hour stream with Kashimo again? Is that what you told me?
I mean, yeah. Let's see. BR really said curse technique release agenda. You get it. Sleepy Ninja, thank you for the 14, by the way.
Speaking of super chats, Kishkin, thank you for the 5. I'm like 15 minutes behind on the stream, but before it's too late, just curious, what do you guys think of Crollo, Illumi, and Hisoka? Hisoka's, like, as characters, or like would I want to hang out with them in real life? Because those are very different questions. I'm gonna answer as characters, just to be safe, right? They're all amazing characters. Hisoka's the best. Illumi is probably my second. No, Crollo's my second favorite, then Illumi. They each have their own thing. Hisoka just got that charisma about him, right? He's got that X factor, whatever you want to call it. He is unironically like the face of Hunter x Hunter for me. I have a Hisoka statue in my room. Like, he is just the best. Crollo.
Damn, bro, come up for air.
Like I said before, bro, I would have had Hisoka on my little image here for stream, but I cannot have him next to Sanji, bro. I cannot have him next to Sanji. Those are going to be some questions that I simply do not want to answer.
Yeah, yeah, very unfortunate, very unfortunate.
What about you?
I will say Hisoka is a good character if he's got his own quirks and stuff. Ilumi's cool. Crollo is a fine. Crollo's a
Mm.
fine character. I don't want to get into my Crollo rant. All right, I will just say Crollo's okay. Tiberius, thank you for the 2. Watsuka gonna win because he uses a vowel, but for 2 arms. Hey, bro, maybe I don't know. Google me. Thank you for the 5. Kari descending with fresh J's, infinite cursed energy,
Yes,
and
sir.
Arame's head off her shoulder, or head off his shoulders to Sukuna will give enough joy to forgive Gege for everything.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's
Listen,
a hard visual. That's a hard visual.
I'm gonna be honest. If he like pulls up and like sits down on some like random rubble and just starts like watching Kashimo fight
Hmm.
Sukuna or some shit,
With like Arame's head between his legs, just holding him. Yeah,
I would begrudgingly, I think, lose every ounce of hate I have for Hikari.
that's
I
just
fear.
so raw, dude.
I don't know if I become a fan, but like, listen, y'all don't know, and to be fair, chat, I don't know if you want to do some fucking investigative work on your off time. When did I become a Hikari hater and why? I don't know. I liked Hikari at some point.
You just called him a gambling addict at some like I don't know either, man.
I don't. I'm really not sure because the thing is too, right? I thought maybe it was him beating Kashimo, like maybe that pissed me off, but it's like. No, bro. I put out that Hikari plot armor done right. I was like gassing him at the end of the fight, and then one day it just kind of turned in my brain like, no, this guy's a loser, and that, like it's part of the bit, but like also part like it's just become my belief system. I don't know. It's very funny.
I have a theory. Tell me if I'm right. Right? It's like on some therapy shit, right? Like just tell me if I'm touching a nerve, right? Do you feel like as like you saw Yuta's fight and because I think Sendai was after Hikari?
No, Sendai was before.
Yeah. So I think like comparing him to Yuta, like especially after when he's on a roll, right? Because this was the first time we saw him on a roll. You were like, man, this shit is gas. This is so cool. And the longer you thought about it, you're like, wait, he just has like beefed up physical stats and all that excess waste. Like what's he actually doing?
You know what it might have been? I might have got myself caught in the loop of thinking about his base form a lot and being like, damn, bro, one domain clash and you might be cooked.
Yeah.
But like it's probably some dumb shit.
Yeah,
but like, hey, bro,
think,
we here now.
Yeah,
it's my mindset now.
Okay,
Hikari got to do something to fix it.
I remember you and I had this conversation about Hikari. Like what is the path to special grade? What is the path to surpassing Gojo for him specifically? Right? If you remember that exchange. Because I think we had it on and off podcast. Like it was like a multifaceted thing. We're trying to just figure this guy out, and I kind of came back to the manga recently, like just rereading his fight with Kashimo, and I do have something of a feat for Hikari in Jackpot that I find. I'm gonna say it, and you just tell me if you forgot it or if you like considered it or if you think it's like cool or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. Cursed energy, it's not like Bleach where it's just a straight up negation if you have so much more than the other person, but there is a significant reduction, right? Which is why Kashimo doesn't complain about like the sandpaper effect of Hikari's curse technique, right? Or like the pain that comes with it. But it's also like this thing Kashimo said where after he punched Hikari, where he was like, "Wait a minute, my punches aren't affecting this guy at all." And I didn't like register it at first until recently. I think it was like on Twitter or something, and the guy said. Yeah, Kashimo's curse technique is like a taser, right? So if you could just feel Hikari's pain or like the effects of his curse technique, no matter, like Yuji said, no matter how much, a lot or how little force he puts behind it, then Kashimo's probably the same way, if not greater. So like a light tap from Kashimo would probably be like getting tased. And the fact that Hikari's just the fact that Hikari's just eating those punches like with just the music playing, it's like I could see why Kashimo got excited.
For sure, I definitely referenced that fact, like the infinite cursed energy and all that.
Yeah, but I didn't know like it had that sort of negating effect or like that reduction effect, right? Similar to how Sukuna's initial slash didn't go through Ishigori, right, until he like put his back into it,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I get what you mean. We're gonna have to see it go up against. I feel like more, I guess, relative abilities because Kashimo so far has not really shown off his limits in terms of attacking power, right? He's blown through Panda, he's blown through Hikari, right? So we it's hard to say if like that infinite cursed energy, like okay, what does a random slash from Sukuna look like to him, right? Can he like not be dismembered from it? Obviously he can heal in Jackpot, right? But can he not be dismembered in the first place?
Like will Sukuna have to like
we'll see that.
You know how Dagon like offset percentages for every person in his domain? So I want something similar with Hinera Sukuna here against like the whole squad, or not even including Kashimo, but like let's say it's Yuta, Hikari, and Maki in there, but Hikari's in jackpot or whatever. I just want him to be like just on some Sukuna power scaling thing because I think it might be fun if he's like 30% to Maki, 40% for the gambling addict, and another 30 for Yuta. I'm like, damn,
Gambling
bro.
addict over Maki, huh?
A jackpot, right?
Yeah.
Like just to the amount of like concentrating the cuts, right? Like to scale.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that just says a lot about your character, or not your character. Well, yeah, your character. I know what Maki was the lowest on the totem pole, but like also to your like I guess to your power
She's
scaling.
tied
You know
with
what I mean?
Yuta, by the way. Both are 30%. Just want to throw that out there. But go on.
So you have never mind. Anyways, right? Yeah, I mean, it says a lot about you, but it's cool. I'll allow it. Let's see. Sleeping down, but that would be cool to see. We're definitely gonna see how that cursed energy trait goes up against something like ice. Hopefully the fever keeps him warm, bro.
Yeah. I also heard Arami could freeze curse techniques or something. So I'm like, ooh boy, it is gonna be. It's either gonna be like
Gojo for real. That's
wait,
crazy.
Let's. Platinum Gamer X thing for the two. Sukuna said he looked like Megami though to fuck with Gojo. It did not work. Gojo got way too excited.
Not at all. Not at all.
It had the
Listen,
opposite effect. He's like,
yeah.
thank you, bro. You have no idea how long I've been waiting for this.
Sleeping Ninja, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Is Yuji 1v1ing Sukuna or jumping him? And if so, who's the Jumjutsu partner? My person, like, Yuji's probably going to have, like, pretty major portions of the fight where he's 1v1ing Sukuna. I'm going to be honest. But I do think that if anybody's jumping with him, it's Megami. I think they're, you know, as the people who have been wronged the most, I think it only makes sense. You know, like, damn, bro, Sukuna ruined your life too? Bet. Let's lock in for a second.
After this, we should join a club. Yeah.
Let's go handle some business. Yeah. Let's see.
Sleeping Ninja thing.
Oh yeah, that's the agenda. That's the agenda thing.
BR really said cursed. Agenda. Yeah. Gulmi E, thank you for the 5. Hikari has to beat up Arame if he loses. What does that tell us about Gojo's dream? One of our top 4s losing to Sukuna. Side piece is nasty work. Side piece is hilarious. I want to be honest with you. I am unreasonably excited for Hikari versus Arame. I didn't know it was like a matchup I wanted, but I saw it and I was like, Cook, please, gay, like. You know that pie on the windowsill where the smoke starts grabbing you, like making you float. That's kind of what I'm like with this fight so far. Like, damn, bro. Like,
no, I get that. It's gonna be cool. I'm interested in seeing how their abilities sort of go up against each other. Arame specifically has been kind of. They exist in a weird space for me, strength wise. So Hikari fighting them will definitely like give me a better
power scaler
sort of perspective on how strong on how strong they are.
You know, speaking
because I mean like it's strange because like Arame makes these massive these scarily large chunks of ice, right?
And they hold
like that
back
massive
not unimpressive characters, or at least like if you can hold multiple grade 2 and grade 1 sorcerers at bay with like a single initial rush, you know, it's like bro, like let's not discount like Yuji and Choso were both caught up in there at the same time, and she was talking heavy to Choso with the little ice finger thing.
Yeah, but the thing that also gets me right is like it's kind of like it's both. So it's like you do impressive stuff like that, and then an exhausted Choso shoots a piercing blood at you, and you're like, holy shit!
I mean, she blocked it.
She did, but so did Yuji in the beginning of Shibuya. You know what I mean? That's sort of what I'm saying. Like, they both had the same reaction of, oh my god, this technique is so fast. And it's like, you're not garbage for
But she also has reverse curse technique, right? So it's it's like a constant ebb and flow with Arame.
Yeah. It's like, let me see how you do in a full fight. We haven't really seen you try to kill somebody from the jump against, I guess, against a fighter that, like, you have a chance against. Gojo, I'm not going to hold that against you, man. That's crazy that you got done like that, but like I'm not gonna hold that against you. Like,
I mean, your blood didn't even touch him, just to be for real. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's not really fair to you. So we're gonna see how you perform against Hikari for sure. I super thank you for the 5. BR, I read my Kashimo theory in front of a college class, bro, last year. I'm so happy and excited for this fight. Love you guys. Hey, hold on, bro. You locked in for real. Hold on. Another Kashi Goat supporter. You love to see it. Just some nerd. Thank you for the 5. Could Kashimo get Sukuna to the point Gojo did? That's the real question. I mean, ain't Gojo had this man stressing out? I mean, he had him nervous for the first time in 1,000 years, but it's a lot of those nervous things get
Okay,
Get real
I'll be honest.
interesting.
Like this, that's one of those. It plays into like one of the things I didn't like about the fight, which is like, bro, Gege, he could have done a better job at like Sukuna was getting handled, right? But but he never stopped being cocky. But he was still visibly getting handled, right? Like you can't just be like Sukuna taking a nap in the middle of the fight was part of like a grand plan. You know what I mean? So I
Hey
wish
man, I can.
I don't know. I
I
just
don't know about
wish
you. I got that
yeah.
capacity.
I wish there was like a kind of a better distinction. Just the it's a little it's partially dissonant is all I'll say.
Yeah. Let's see. Jaden 3011, thank you for the 5 and the 2 afterward. That I'm assuming this is all going to be part of one idea.
Mm.
I'll say what I said in your curse technique plus mentor tweet. Give me Hikari's curse technique and Mahito, or someone who knows the soul as a teacher and I'm cooking. Plus, I'm just that lucky. Hey, bro, fair enough. If you think you gotta like Hikari, you think you gotta like
Mm-hmm.
Hikari.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and cook. On this
Um.
day, Kenji Hikari's look finally right
Yeah,
now.
but
I'm gonna
also
be honest.
I
I don't
don't.
need that for Arame.
Yeah, but no, not for a ramen. God no. But also like, sorry, I'm just like, Mahito would not be a good teacher. I feel for two reasons. One is similar to like with Gojo not being a good teacher. The guy's just kind of a prodigy, so I feel like he wouldn't be able to explain to you how he got to like how he figured out to do a thing he did. Um, let alone teach
Well, I
it.
mean, maybe if you're normal like you, but like for
Right.
me, I just watch him. You know what I mean?
Right, whatever, right? So that's the first. The second thing is like I don't know if he could teach you how to manipulate a soul or like see the soul, because so far the only people that do are like vessels and I don't know Gojo, I guess. If
Mm.
you have that interpretation of him,
Yeah, maybe,
um,
maybe.
uh,
Um, let's
ZX4
see.
thinking of the two Megami Maharaga adaptation in CQC.
Needs to happen.
What?
Oh, like Megami getting better, I guess, like at end fighting or something like that. I'm not sure. Bung
What?
Fagum, thank you for the 7, by the way. I think you missed this one. If Sukuna uses Malevolent Shrine on Kashimo, malfunctioning shrine means will turn in full force. Personally, I'm predicting an open domain clash between them. No,
No, no,
Kashimo doesn't have an open domain.
yeah,
He literally thinks it's impossible.
yeah.
And I would go on to wager.
I don't think he
I
has a
mean, he could have a
domain.
domain. He could. I mean, well, to be fair, he couldn't show it if he wasn't using his technique
Yeah.
before. So, but like,
But also
we
I
know
feel
that he
like,
had.
sorry, it's
Hmm.
just like you have to imbue the technique into the barrier to make a domain. But it feels like if he could do that, right, he would offset the penalty of like only using it once because the burden on his body would be too strong, or maybe like he could like get stronger. Like there's no
All
yeah
that sounds like is a lot of shit that Kashima wouldn't have to do. So if he can
exactly
do
yeah
that, he's doing it now. Like if
yeah
I'll put it like this: if he does it in the fight, it's likely because he's been pressed to, but he probably didn't have that capacity before because
yeah.
he's gonna press Kashima to and be like in the era that he was in, bro. Nah, not
No, no,
happening.
no.
Um,
Let's see. DDDS Soifit. Thank you for the 5. If Arame mid diff Hakari, it's over for the heroes. Mid diff Hakari. Something off about that. Mid diff
that's
is
not happening.
crazy.
That's not happening.
That's not
That's not
happening.
happening. I don't think Arame's winning at all, personally speaking.
Also,
And if, yeah,
bro, I gotta say, low key, seeing Hakari's domain wrap around Arame in that sequence of events,
mm,
crazy on Gege's part paneling wise. Absolutely loved it because aside from the art being sick, it also goes to show you how fast this is all happening between the iceberg falling and melting and Hakari's domain activating. Because you know Hakari's domain is faster than 0.2 seconds, and it wasn't even fully closed yet.
yeah.
Nuts.
Yep. Yeah, definitely a very quick sequence there. Johnny, thank you for the 5. Hey,
Appreciate
fellas, loving the stream. Were you guys aware of the Usher Daddy's Home JJK community? Yes, I was very
Yes.
aware of that sound.
Yep. I
It was
was.
it was
Yep.
definitely quite funny.
Uh huh.
I will
Um.
say its timing is interesting though, because it seems that he might not be home anymore. No, but
Mm,
yeah, no, I definitely did see the trend. I definitely did see the trend. Very funny, very funny. Saw some delusional takes with it, so that's fun.
mhm.
Always fun to see that.
Manga X
Um,
Mac. Thank you for the 5. Says a diff villain come. Say a difficult villain comes and Geto is able to come back and control Kenjaku, kind of having an Iron Man Jarvis relationship. How OP do you think Geto would be? Team Kashi Goat. Say a difficult villain comes and Geto is able to come back and control Kenjaku, kind of having control
it
Kenjaku.
isn't Kenjaku like just adds to his abilities
Oh,
rather than
okay,
vice
okay. Because I
versa.
was like, so he just gets his body back, like, um,
Yeah, I mean he'd probably just be as strong as Kenjaku, like at
yeah,
best, in my opinion.
um,
That's all that happens.
yeah.
Um,
Unless you want to say their potential is different, in which not even potential, but like their ability in combat, which you could probably argue that Geto is like better suited for combat than Kenjaku is. But
And Geto definitely loses a curse technique. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that. He don't have gravity manipulation no more.
exactly. Yeah.
At least if Kenjaku's like completely, I guess, negated or defeated or whatever. Um,
Jaden
but yeah, let's.
2011, thank you for the 5. Mahito literally taught Junpei, someone who never engaged with curse technique, how to manipulate, use a Shikigami in like 3 days. He'd be a decent teacher at least. Maybe, but didn't he also like rewire his brain for sorcery too?
Yeah, but why would he not do that shit with me?
I guess.
Go ahead and you seen Dragon Ball, bro? Go ahead and unleash my
My
potential,
potential is
Grand Guru. Yeah, go ahead. Let's. I mean, bro, come on. I got potential, right? Let's see it right in front of
nailed.
me. Um, yes sir, yes sir.
Um, okay.
Let's see.
So
Uh,
let me ask you a question. As a okay, tell me if you want to respond as a creator or as like a fan, right?
okay.
Okay, Kashimo curse technique is revealed now, right?
Uh-huh.
That power scaler in you, right? The
Uh-huh.
Kashimo versus every sorcerer slash every cursed spirit in you, right? The guy opening up Google Docs or what or like the Excel sheet or whatever, right? Just frantically typing away ideas.
Mhm.
How's he feeling about this chapter?
That shit was peak. I mean, like, I'm gonna be real with you, right? Now I'm gonna run this agenda by a couple. I'm gonna run it by y'all, right? So I'm gonna just ask you guys a couple simple questions, right? Is Gojo a human being?
Oh my
I think
god.
would that be? Hold on, just answer the questions. Just answer the questions. Is that fair to say? Is it fair
Yeah.
to say he's a human?
Okay.
Okay.
Just say your piece. Okay.
It seems that Kashimo, at least based on the narrator, has surpassed the limitations of human beings. So, I mean, we just got it from the, yeah, I mean, we got it from the source itself. Kashimo is stronger than any human being in JJK, and so he scales above everybody that Gojo scaled above. So, including the rest of the verse. I mean, I don't know, man. It doesn't really get that much more simple than that. I will say the power scaler in me, very happy, very happy. Transcending the limits of mankind. Damn, bro, that's crazy. I mean, that's I mean, like I I didn't like the thing is you're getting exasperated, right? I didn't write the shit. I didn't make the narrator say that. You know what I mean? Gege did. He wrote that shit on the page. That's not me. So
Mm,
was Maki and Cooling Games Yuji? No, they're humans.
mm.
What? Come on now. Let's get real. If they're human beings, right? They're not stronger than Kashimo. That's all I can tell you. That's all it is, bro. He transcended the limitations of humans. I mean, listen, that's all I can say, bro.
Bro,
That's all I can say.
these collabs that you're about to shoot with No Op, they're gonna go so crazy
They're
now.
gonna go insane.
Yep, bro.
Right?
Like,
Why Kashimo versus Gojo isn't close is gonna be an insane video. Yes, sir.
dude,
Just wait.
ooh, I might need
I'm
like
like,
a couple days off from like,
I'm not gonna lie. You just shouldn't watch it for your health.
yeah, that I might
Yeah.
just faint. Like,
Choso called Yuji a demon god. Hey, bro, Choso don't sound like the narrator to me. I don't know what to tell you. That motherfucker is not the smartest character in the verse, and he is not the narrator. Give me a narrator statement saying he's quite literally a demon. Thank you. Panda greater than Kashimo? Sure, man. If that makes you feel better. We'll pretend we didn't see the fight that we saw.
mm,
Um,
um,
Maki is a war god, Kashimo transcending humans. Yeah, that's just a title. Cool title. Whereas with this narrator statement, transcending humans isn't a title, but a war god is. Let's see. The Kashimo agenda is on the level of inverted spears. Toji's agenda on Twitter. I gotta respect it. Hey, bro, that's one of my favorite mutuals. I respect the grind, and every time I see like a like negative Toji tweet or like Toji comment, I always try to respond like how I see he would, because that should be funny as hell. Like someone would be like, "Bro, Toji's a horrible person. He killed a kid," and I'm like, he was just working hard to
oh my
like
god,
earn a living, bro.
to
Like
gamble
what?
away, okay.
No,
King Nasha,
listen, listen.
also thank you for the
He was
5,
just
King
working.
Nasha. Uh,
Yeah, thank you.
Shadow Star, thank you for the 2. Gojo wasn't called god of anything, unlike Kashimo.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The god of lightning? Like, what is Gojo? The god of halves? The god of
Okay,
fractions? No, that hold on, that was crazy.
that was
I
crazy.
apologize.
Okay,
Yeah, that's nuts, bro.
okay,
I take it back for Gojo fans.
okay,
I
okay.
apologize.
So, speaking of Sukuna, real quick, which we weren't, but I'm just gonna transition anyway. You see those threads that are like Sukuna's based off of like this Hindu god, and the cursed tools are like, what's it called,
Arja or
Varja,
something.
yeah, yeah. I only know it, or I'm aware of this thread only because it connects to Gojo coming back cope. Because I'm in those
Mm,
circles, obviously, CEO, got to do my thing. And
mm.
I saw one that was like, the Buddha was reincarnated, with where a bunch of other gods came together and resurrected him, and you were like the war god with Maki, the thunder god with Kashimo, or like the lightning god. I'm just like, we need a couple more gods, and he might come back. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't have the energy to do the cope anymore like I used to.
No,
Um,
bro, keep going. Fight, man. You
um,
don't see his head cut off. You didn't hear no bell.
but
Um,
sentiment is like as follows, I guess.
yeah. One thing I want to say real quick. It's funny. I gotta push the agenda still. Somebody
Okay.
said like the Honored One's title like transcends like godliness and all that. I'm like, yeah, sure. That's why Sukuna is gonna win, right? But Gojo calls himself the Honored One, right? Clearly, clearly, that's different than like the narrator. Like I'll put it like this: the narrator said Sukuna is the Honored One. Gojo said he's the Honored One. Which one is standing before you today?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it like that. I'll put it like that. Which one's word seems a little bit more credible in retrospect? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, right? Like, listen, if I just say, "Hey, bro, I alone can solo the earth," like, does that make that shit true? Like, all right, bro, that's crazy. Like, I go beat up my little brother, right, and say, "Wow, sorry, Amanai. Right now, I'm not angry for you. Throw up the heavens and that." Like, bro, cool. You fought an absentee father. But like that don't mean nothing to my lightning god, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know what to say.
Point is, what do you think of like the like Hindu inspirations and like the it leads back to the story? And because like I'll admit, even seeing like this was all cropping up before Sukuna's Curse Tool was released, and also we got confirmation that that was Yorozu's item, which was kind of an underrated
Mhm.
thing. Um,
I'm not gonna. Yeah, continue.
which
Continue.
I guess did it say it was a replica or
No,
um
nope.
okay,
We don't even know if it's special grade, by the way. I don't like Yorozu specifically can't make special grade items. Granted, Mai could only make a bullet in one day, so if she just gave her life for it, then it
yeah,
could be special grade. But we have no idea.
yeah, because like
Um,
so what was wait, time out. So it wasn't Yorozu's gift,
no, it
the
is. She
okay,
made it.
but it is a special grade item.
Maybe we don't know.
Yeah,
That's the part we don't know. We
yeah,
don't know if it's special grade inherently.
but yeah, that's my whole point, right? Like do these inspirations like from Hindu mythology or whatever, do you? It is hard not to see, or I guess like fall into the gay is probably gonna do it like this trap, because
I mean,
I don't like to do that personally, because I'm like, he could always just like take creative liberties or change his mind, like
I think there's some validity in that. Okay, so I'm gonna just say something like, and this may sound like crazy as someone who like loves analyzing stories. I just don't give a fuck. I don't
yeah.
care to like analyze it particularly from that aspect, primarily at least. Like it can be a good like tertiary source or
Mhm.
like, but like
I
to me,
I
making allusions to like religion and shit like that is not, or even just like directly taking certain like concepts and ideas from it, it can be good for theories and predictions and
mhm.
shit, but because of what I do is typically like retrospective of like looking on what has already happened,
Mhm.
and I just don't care about those illusions for the most part, right?
Same, yeah.
If it's really heavy tie, like if it super heavily ties in, cool, right? And it can be a nice, oh, that's the cherry on top. But a lot of people look at it as like this author wrote, and it is a direct sort of like almost one for one remake of this religious story. And I'm like, cool. I care if maybe you're making a commentary on it, but just parroting religion to me is not like, so I say this from the perspective of someone that I am not locked into that enough to be like, yeah. But I will say, like, from a prediction standpoint, it's probably very useful. It's probably very, very useful, I'll be honest. Um, I will say that for sure. Um,
Yeah.
like it just doesn't mean much to me in like the way I approach it. I like to look
Okay.
at it like any predictions I make of like, okay, what does Gege set a precedent for? What are the variables we have? What has he done in the past? What could he now do in the future, sort of thing.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
that's kind of what I look at. I will say someone else said something I kind of
I
wanted
think I'm
to.
similar, for what it's
Mhm.
worth. But for me, it's like not even just like an enjoyability thing or just like how I consume it, but it's always like you set yourself up to, not even for failure, but like if you're right, it might be a little bit more satisfying because you're like, oh, I did the due diligence of, the homework, right? And I got rewarded
Mhm.
for it. But if you're wrong, it's like you just you just assumed he would do it like that, right? Like you almost
But that's
feel
every.
yeah.
I'll say that's just every theory, though. You know what I mean? Like everybody is just saying this is how he should do it or this is how it will be done. Like I don't think I can knock people who use religious texts as like the basis for their theories for that at least because it's like yeah you're using like you are saying this is how it'll be done in the same way I'm saying Megami will come back because of this and this. We're using different like key points of information, but we're both making assumptions. Gege doesn't have to do shit, right? Sukuna could be like, you know what, domain expansion encompass the world, and everybody could die, right? He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to do the manga doesn't have to even continue next chapter, right? But it's sort of like we're both saying, hey, here's some information that we have that is available in the series and available like metatextually. Let's
Mm-hmm.
make a prediction based off of that, and I can't hate on that. It's just not the way I go about it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. One thing I will say though, real quick, just back to Agenda Kaizen. Just real quick. You know, I was talking about like Kashimo over Gojo.
Mm.
Now, one thing I was thinking of, if Kashimo doesn't have a domain expansion, how is he gonna get past it? And then the thing clicked in my head. The thing clicked in my head. So walk with me here, chat. And Creams, walk with me. All right. On some
Okay.
Kenjaku, like walk and UD's friend shit, right?
Oh my god. Okay.
So Miguel says that like Gojo's limitless and spatial manipulation works on an atomic level, right? Some crazy, crazy shit, right?
Right.
Anything down to the atom, it's getting blocked, it's getting guarded, blah blah blah. It's why you can block all different kinds of shit, right?
Right.
Now, Kashimo's technique, right, can because of its some function of electricity, right? He can make electromagnetic waves, right? Which, for all intents and purposes, are just a waveform of light. Now, if you guys paid attention in science, you may know that light is made up of subatomic particles,
Oh my god.
smaller than
Oh my
atoms,
Oh my god.
meaning that shit's just getting through infinity. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If he has subatomic attacks, they're just gonna hit him. I'm sorry.
Bro.
I didn't make the manga. I don't write the rules. I'm simply interpreting the shit Gege's given us. I don't know what to tell you.
When did you buy this bib, man?
Bro,
Bro, like
bro, hold on. Do you want to know? I have a receipt for when I bought it, bro. I bought
Okay,
it the
okay.
instant Kashimo pulled up.
Oh my
Literally, as soon as Kashimo blew a hole in somebody's chest and said, "Where's Sukuna?" I have a tweet where I'm like, "I'm locked in, bro." And
Uh-huh.
so
Bro
when
never
you-
took
when
the
you're
lock off.
wondering,
Okay. Okay.
when you're wondering when this happened, from the beginning, bro.
Uh-huh.
The earliest moment possible is when I was locked in. I'm just saying subatomic attacks are gonna beat that atomic shield, bro. Like, am I crazy? Like, does that not make sense? For real, lock it with me. Does that for real not make sense?
You know, it makes sort of sense. I was gonna try to be like coy and just say something else. Look, I want that for you, bro. I want
That's what I'm saying.
I want Cosmo to live up to these expectations. I'm genuinely curious how many chapters you have him going.
Four probably four total. So like three more. And actually that goes in line with GDS Sui. Thank you for the 5. Unless Kashima gets a backstory chapter, he's dead in 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Like, and y'all fail to understand. I'm cool with that. Like,
You just
I
wanted to
feel
put on a
like-
good show. I get you. I get you.
that's all I want. Like, I feel like y'all think I want something from Kashimo that he can't give me, right? I don't. I mean, listen, bro. Losing to Sukuna don't mean he's weaker than Gojo either, right?
Mhm.
Gojo lost to this motherfucker too. So that's not even an issue for my agenda. I don't care if Kashimo fights for very long. I just want all of the buildup, all of the cool shit, all of the things that we've gotten so far really wrung out, right? And explored. And I just like Kashimo's personality and his excitement. I mean, let's like to get real for a second, moving out of Agenda Kaizen and back into JJK, right? It's just infectious. If that's not the same way for you, that's cool, that's real, whatever. Kashimo's excitement is too overwhelming for me to not also be hyped, right? He just is such a fun like you can really tell he's really here for the journey, right?
Mhm.
It's fighting. It's not winning or losing. It's fighting that he's excited about.
Mhm.
And when this motherfucker is smiling all the way through, when Sukuna says, "Hey, bro, you're a dead man walking," like I'll show you what the answer is. Shit, I can't help but smile either. What do you want me to do?
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
All right. I want to do I want to. Okay, first of all, Ash Baron, thank you for the 5. Ronan, favorite heroes of Olympus MC other than Percy and Annabeth. Also, Creams might get his revenge if Kashimo gets folded in the next chapter, so beware.
Let's see. Favorite besides Percy. That's crazy.
Percy or Annabeth.
And Percy or Annabeth is nuts. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bro said goat 1 and goat 2. Who you picking? Nico's kind of real. I'm hold on. Let me think. Nico's real. Nico is real as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jason probably not. I used to like Jason a lot more as a kid. Not so much no more. I think I might go Nico. I think I might go Nico.
I'm switching up on
I
Jason.
think I might go. Yeah. I mean, switching up on Jason from like, I don't know, like 10-year-old me, yeah, or however old I was when I first read that. Yeah.
Oh, so okay. I thought of this thing, right? So it's a little, we might have to put our taped glasses back on for this, but it's as follows, right? What if, and hear me out, right? Tinfoil hat time, crackpot theory. What if Sukuna just isn't into fighting like that? Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
No idea. That sounds absurd.
Hear me out. All right, just lock in for a sec. All right, because like it's a little crackpot.
I'm trying,
yeah.
bro. I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Just make sure that tinfoil hat is tight, right? The interaction that I got from his conversation with Kashimo, or like the thing that I extracted from it, wasn't so much that like. I think maybe it's Gege, maybe it's Sukuna, just telling us that there's an inherent flaw with the way Kashimo and Gojo thought about strength. And that is that it was in pursuit of something, right? That it was a means to an end of some kind, even if that end was like their pleasure, right? I think the understanding or like the secret Sukuna has, the reason he's so strong, right, is that jujutsu in and of itself is the end, right? He loves the game, not the reward, right? So Sukuna genuinely enjoys, the back and forth like chess match of it all and like being creative, like being impromptu. Not so much because he wants to win, but because it's like it seems like he's having a lot of fun coming up with the idea, right? Like something about piercing flood or like seeing the inspiration to cut space through Maharaga. When Sukuna says that they're greedy, he feels like, dude, what do you want in addition to just like the gift of practicing jujitsu, right? Like
Okay.
yeah.
So sure, right? But how much different would that be from enjoying fighting in the first place? You know what I mean? Because
I think it's like okay.
enjoying jujutsu is enjoying fighting. Like, I'll put it like this: if all of his enjoyment is derived specifically from the feeling that he can only get in combat, right? Because he's not an armchair theorist, right? He's not Kenjaku.
Yeah.
He, at least from even in the way you're describing, right? He seems to derive his joy from those like spur of the moment, like shit,
I'm not saying,
moments.
yeah. I think it's like a combination, right? But that's what I mean. I think Kenjaku's on like one end of the spectrum, and Gojo and Kashimo are on the other end. And I think like the sweet spot where Sukuna is combining the two, right? I think it's like the goal is to have like advance your own jujutsu or whatever, right? It's not so much acquiring strength, for strength's sake. He's like the inherent reward is the knowledge or whatever.
I can somewhat agree. I think I just wouldn't make so like I agree with the sentiment. I just think I wouldn't. That is okay. I'll put it like this: it is not impossible to like that and also not like fighting, I guess. Wait, rather it's possible to like that and fighting.
Yeah.
Like understanding that they are part of the process. So like I'll put it like this. I'll use an example we're both very familiar with, right? Let's say you and I both love hitting the upload button, right? TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Euphoria, blah blah blah, right? And if you needless to say, almost as a prerequisite, you have to enjoy creating to some extent, right?
Okay.
You have to enjoy the build-up process to the release, right? So like even if Sukuna particularly desires the knowledge or the like advancement of jujutsu, I think almost by proxy of enjoying it so much and like maybe it's not the priority, which might be like an addendum to your point that I'd like to add myself, but it's not that he doesn't like fighting, it's that he doesn't like fighting for the sake of fighting. He likes fighting to pursue the end of like
that's what I mean.
furthering understanding. That would make sense.
Yeah. right? Like
Mm.
that's maybe what I should have said, but it's not like he's a pacifist or anything, right? Or he doesn't enjoy it. But I think
Mm.
there's like an inherent like he loves the practice of it, right? Like I think what
Mm.
jujitsu is fighting through sorcery, through advancing these techniques and like having all this knowledge.
Hey,
But
sorcery fight.
yeah, he's just into the martial art, right? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Like there's a
and
I'm
I'm
actually
locked in
okay.
with that idea.
Another Baki comparison because I think I saw recently that I don't know if Gege read Baki, but I saw like a Gege Baki crossover. Whoa, that one was loud.
Mm.
And it was something like when Yujiro was talking to what's his name, the swordsman guy. Um,
Musashi.
yeah, Masashi, where he was like, "There's an impurity in how you fight, in that like you fight as a means to an end, not for the sake
Mm-hmm.
of it."
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I think Sukuna is similar to that, right? So he sees Gojo and Kashimo telling him, "Hey, is all that's left just the search for limitless power?" And for Sukuna, it's like it's not even perverse. It's just like, what do you mean the search isn't for power? Like the journey is the power.
Maybe. I'd definitely be interested in seeing what we do. Yeah, I guess, or what we see from him moving forward, which
Because
could definitely,
yeah,
it could definitely flesh it out to some extent.
because like imagine if that was the revelation, right? Like that was the dividing line between like the levels to Kashimo Gojo or whatever. Like that's the key that they're missing, right? Is like
Mhm.
they simply, and I think Gojo got the closest outside of Sukuna with his honored one moment where he just like he didn't feel anything else except for like the joy of that moment, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's like that is the key, quote unquote, to being in the realm Sukuna's in.
Although I will say, I think it plagues him though. I don't think it's an entirely positive experience.
Go on.
I think Sukuna's desire is like is a curse as much as it is like a thing that gives him pleasure. I mean, much like he's depicted in some instances, like the mouth on the stomach, right, or the
Mm.
mouth on his face, or Arame being the cook for him and him eating human beings. It seems that like all of Sukuna's or a lot of Sukuna's characterization is depicted as like hunger, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
desire,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
wanting,
Gege said
and
his canonical hobby is eating.
yeah, and to me, you can't be satisfied if you're hungry,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can't be hungry in full. You can't be you can't have ever reached the end goal while you're still on your way. And I think for Sukuna, like just imagine for a second, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're perpetually hungry, you're perpetually sleepy, you're perpetually dehydrated, you're thirsty, you're yearning for something that no matter how much water you drink, how much food you eat, how much sleep you get, you will never reach because none of it is fulfilling enough. Like, yeah, in some to some extent, right? If you're the type of person like Sukuna, that is in part a thrill, but it also has to get tiring at some point, right? And we see it somewhat when we see him looking at the hand era, right? When we see him like he looks, at least to me, very like very unhappy, very unsatisfied, right? Very to me easily displeased.
I
Like
mean,
Sukuna can feel the highs of fighting Gojo, right? But
right.
what happens in between that? What happens in the moments where you're not building up to fight the strongest? What happens when you're not being immediately satiated by the fact that you're fighting strong guys
Yeah, I
after
mean,
strong guys?
we
What happens
actually
when everybody gives up and they're like they
we
just
know what
understand,
happens. They
hey,
they just start worshiping you as a god, and you just do nothing all day.
yeah, and to me, that for someone like Sukuna, that sounds like hell. And that's why I say that that constant yearning for strength is not entirely a good thing. It's something that's innate to his character, right? It's something that he probably can't like separate himself from, but it's also something that I don't think is necessarily good because of that, right? He's someone that will never, at least has never been satisfied for 1,000 years, right? Much like I guess to call on to do the exact opposite of what I said I was going to do. Use some religion as a comparison
Mm.
here, right? I guess in Greek mythology, I'm sure you're like aware of like Tantalus or whatever, right? Like his whole story, like cast into the underworld. He
Yes,
ate
yes, yes,
people,
yes,
right? Or
yes, yes.
he
Yeah.
served up people to the gods,
Hmm.
and his punishment in Hades is like to like never be able to eat or never be able to drink, right?
Hmm.
And it's like, and I mean, even the eating humans part seems like to be a similarity between them. I think there is something to be said about like, yes, is the pursuit fun? 100%, right? But if you never ever kind of get the release of that journey, then you're like, how should I say this? your pursuit for enlightenment becomes like an endless eternal torment in hell, right? Gojo kind of gets the awakening and he gets the release. He gets like he fights against Sukuna. He expertly like gets better. He's iterating on his abilities. He's doing this, he's doing that, right? And in the end, he got the release. He got the like the dopamine rush of like, okay, cool, I gave everything I had. Now it's over. But if you're Sukuna, if you're like this like constantly wandering warrior, you never get that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You never get to like have like cross the finish line. You never get to experience what it's like to like feel that overwhelming like feeling of what's the word I'm looking for? Like that joy that comes with accomplishing something is how I look at it at least. Um so yeah, that's kind of my little rant on it. I don't think you're wrong at all. I guess my added context would just be
Like,
it somewhat seems to be that it is a thing that comes with suffering inherently.
yeah, I think for me it was mainly based off of like there seems to be, at least with this line, right, and like combined with the way Gojo versus Sukuna panned out, some kind of inherent shortcoming or limitation to the way Kashimo and Gojo perceive life, or like their position as strongest,
Hmm.
like there's some delta or like some gap that they just can't quite close, or don't quite understand, or maybe they don't want to understand, right? Because they're just not that those types of people, where something like, imagine Sukuna just said, "Hey man, it's not really about the fight, is or it's not about like, you know, getting the strength or whatever, right? It's about like losing yourself in the battle or some shit like that, right?" You
Yeah, I
don't,
mean, like,
yeah.
mhm, go ahead.
You'd almost, yeah. He'd almost feel like Hashimo was like, the point isn't, you know, you beating me, or me beating you. It's like that we get to try to beat each other.
Yeah, and I agree, and I think you see that in like probably a bunch of like battle shonen. Like I think I can't remember if it's Baki or Hajime no Ippo. They both have like some crazy fighting and strength bars, right? But it's
Mhm.
probably from one of them where it's like the reward of being strong is being able to test that strength against other strong people.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
it's
it.
like
Yeah,
a weak person doesn't get the benefit of being able to give their all and like really like test the fruits of their labor, right? It's hard to risk it all when all you have is nothing, sort of thing.
hmm,
That's where I look at it.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think it's probably similar for Sukuna. I just like, I think for him, right, the language is like they communicate by fighting, right, like smoke demons or
yeah.
whatever. So I think that's what he means with like, I'll show you.
Hmm.
It's like Kashimo's, you know, quote unquote death scene might just be, "Hey man, did you have fun?" It's like, "Yeah, I think I did." It's like, "Oh, that was the point." Later.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen I've seen one idea. I think Liv's kind of talked to me about it a lot. Is like the idea that Sukuna's almost like once again another fucking religious comparison. Jesus Christ, I'm such a hypocrite. Like he leads people to the promised land, but he cannot enter it himself. Like on some Moses shit, right? Like
Or
he has
Red
the
Skull from
facility.
Marvel. I think that's a direct
Jesus
quote.
Christ. I lead people to
The
like
leaders
treasures I
that
cannot
cannot.
possess
Yeah,
or some shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Pro said or Red School. Like that was like comparable to the Bible. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. But like generally speaking, right? Sukuna is like he's the ferryman. He's Charon, right, in Greek mythology.
Mhm.
He's like, hey, I have the ability to take you over there, but I will never meet you on the other side. And I would listen, I will be honest,
Mhm.
conceptually, Sukuna can be a top 5 character for me in JJK. He just
Has to stick the
I'm gonna be
landing.
real. It's not even about sticking the landing because he's not at that point yet.
Mhm.
I need to see what I'm speculating on. Right now, this is all speculation.
Right.
Right now, this is all like subtle analysis.
Yeah.
In the same way we got Yuji pretty explicitly talk about his ideology against Mahito.
Mhm.
I want Sukuna to rather, even if it's force or if it's not, he's just doing it as a like as his own warped form of a courtesy. I want to see that this is what's part of Sukuna's character because like all of what I said, if all of what I said comes out in like and obviously very gay fashion, crazy bars, and like Sukuna's own personality on it. Sukuna could do some crazy things for my like perception of him and his character. I just need to see it. It just needs to happen.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking for.
I think I fully understand. And I think I'm similar. I'm in the same boat. It's just an interesting sort of. We're getting more and more of him, like with each chapter, right? And especially with all these fights that he's in, and it's sort of building to a picture, supported by that thread I told you about on Twitter. That's like, Sukuna just seems to genuinely be a deity or deific figure in JJK. And his actions might just not be explainable or understandable like through human perception. And I think that might also be another aspect to like why there's something missing between him and these other characters that he could only really show them if they fight him.
Through action.
Yeah.
I saw one very interesting interpretation, and it's somewhat I guess like contradictory to what we've been arguing, but it's not to say like this is my perception or this is even an argument. It's just an interesting thing, right? It's like, you know how characters a lot of the time are like asking Sukuna something, right? They're trying to, or Sukuna is giving knowledge. And I saw this interpretation that basically said Sukuna is no more objectively knowledgeable about like the meaning of their lives, right, than they are. He just has the unwavering confidence that whatever he dictates is the truth, right? It's like, it's almost like the, you know, your technique it informs your reality, right? Because Sukuna
he can't see himself failing or
it's like okay. It's sort of this like it's this loop, right? It's Sukuna is right, but he's right because he thinks he's right, and he thinks he's right because he knows he has to be right.
That's
and it's
sort of like that's sort of like the Aizen problem. He was very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Listen, Creams. I was gonna tell you this in private, but it just kind of came up. Listen, yesterday I wrote a sick ass Gojo and Aizen analysis, bro. I know you're gonna be tapped in when I drop that. Just letting you know. That just kind of came up in conversation about.
Okay, send me the script. Let me approve it.
Bro said send me the script is crazy. Listen, bro. I'm I think I had a few bars in there too. I'm ready. Listen, when you see it, you're gonna understand I cooked. You're gonna understand I cooked for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think the loneliness, like fighting, loving the battle. Like,
I just need you to understand. That would be like if I told you I made a Percy Jackson video. Like, just understand where like what something like that would mean to me personally, friend to friend level. Like put this podcast, put the jokes aside. Like, ha ha ha. Right? It's talking about two very important characters to me. Like, they're both on my like little wall right there. You know.
Fair enough, bro. Right? Yeah, I'll send you the list so you can give it your thumbs up. There you go, buddy.
No.
Just Percy Jackson analogy.
Just like, bro, like. Just imagine like my heart like in.
No, I got you, bro. I got you. Listen, I'm not gonna do them a disservice.
Okay,
that I can swear.
I appreciate.
Listen, bro. So, I was about to say something crazy, but yeah, I will not do them a disservice. That I swear. So yeah, for sure. A couple of super chats. M3D, thank you for the 5. Yo, BR, give Hikari his flowers real quick. Bro has proved himself as a real hooper. Yuji and Yuta hyperventilating right now while domains are already being expanded. So 2 things, right? 1, I have given Hikari his flowers. I will continue to do so. He came in cold as fuck, right? And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of that appreciation just comes from the fact that like
not a single crease on his sneakers, by the way. Go on.
Not a crease, right? Not yet though. We'll see if that happens. But like helping Kashimo kind of puts you in the good graces for me at least, right? All right, bro. Damn, you really moving. You're really moving in service of a goat. You helping Kashimo more than you helped Gojo. I love to see it.
Not only that, but like. How the fuck he get up there so quick? You know, like
I don't know, man. These like, motherfuckers all jumped really high. Kashimo jumped like 700 feet into the air. Arame's ice block was way higher than that, and then Hikari came from above that. Yeah. I'm like, what the?
And like,
what are y'all doing?
Yeah, dude, in base, like, he wasn't in jackpot like going in. Like, what?
Yeah, shit, definitely very interesting for sure. And then as for the second part, M3D, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You're not locked in for Yuji and Yuta, like only holding back because they know that they have to handle like a bigger threats, bro. Just lock in. Yuta's getting ready to fight Kenjaku. Forget what you saw in the last chapter. That shit don't mean nothing, right? And Yuji is he's doing his warm-ups, right? He's doing jumping jacks and push-ups. As soon as Kajima kind of gets his fill and then gets like decimated, right? Yuji's gonna be like, all right, it's time for my MC powers to activate, and then they're gonna get active, bro. That's all it is. Bro, just be patient for more.
Bro, gonna finally hit 5 black flashes.
Yes, sir. Give me 6, bro. Like, let's take it over the edge if we're just going there.
Lemillion, thank you for the 5. Maybe Sukuna thinks Kashimo and Gojo are greedy because they want bonds along with absolute strength. That might be it too. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Because like Kashimo brought up like making bonds with others, and I think Gojo he didn't like directly say that, but I think Sukuna
His
definitely felt it. Yeah.
ideology, his ideology is
Oh,
exactly that. He wants to
and
make
his
people as strong as
students,
him.
yeah, and his students.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, my students were watching." Like, I think there's definitely a part of Sukuna that's almost like, guys, forget about him. Just do this.
Listen, bro, I think that be more greedy thing is gonna come up though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Gojo's greed of wanting strength and companionship is going to bite Sukuna in the ass.
Mm.
Which is crazy to say that like Sukuna might be out greedied
Yeah,
in any
It's
sort of
weird
conflict.
to call him humble for like, I'm
Yeah,
not so
bro, come
arrogant that
on,
I
bro.
would choose both. Yeah,
I can only be a godlike fighter, right? I
I can't
can't
have
really have
friends too.
homies
Yeah.
for real. That shit kind of crazy. Like that's kind of wild. I feel like a lot of the greed when he's saying that though, there too, is like, damn, bro, you really asking me outright? Like I've been alive for 1,000. You basically the JJK equivalent of like when you get to heaven, you go up and ask God, what's the meaning of life? Like, motherfucker, that's what this is all about. Figure that out for you. All right, whatever. You're greedy as hell. I'll show you right now. I got something for you, bro. I got a demonstration. That'd be crazy. Um, but yeah, let's see. Stardust Phantom, think of the five. Y'all basically Sukuna is an evil bodhisattva. Kashimo and Gojo are kind of like his disciples. That makes sense to me. Yeah, bro. Gojo got downgraded from rival to combatant to fucking disciple. Yeah. No, that shit sounds. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's whatever. If you're right, you're right. I'll let you cook. But are they saying you're muted? Or hold on. Oh, they're saying you mute. When did you mute, buddy?
Oh, I don't even remember when. Dude, I gotta stop doing that.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
basically, yeah,
Okay. Go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
You want to say it?
I was just gonna say
Uh,
conjoined twin theory, right?
yeah.
Basically, Sukuna ate his twin, maybe not, right? I will say one, nasty as hell, and
Yep.
two, yeah, I could see it kind of being like, oh, his greed
Uh,
is literally fueled by two people or
yeah.
whatever or some shit like
So yeah,
that.
basically, it's like the reason Sukuna looks like that is because he ate his conjoined twin, and they combined into like that figure, right? Four arms, two faces, and
Mhm.
all that. And that's why he doesn't know the answer to Kashimo's question about if he was born strong or if he became strong, whether that was by eating his brother or if he was already the strong twin. He genuinely doesn't know the answer.
Yeah.
Um, Although I'm not a huge fan of like the twin theory because like if he ate his brother, okay, this is gonna sound stupid. I never liked the twin thing because it always leads into like, is Yuji the long lost twin? Did Kenjaku use him as like the ingredient? I'm just like, okay, Sukuna can't have eaten his twin right to get to this form and also have Yuji be his twin brother. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like
I
what
mean,
like okay, he's either a twin, he's not a twin, or like one of these decisions needs to be finalized.
yeah, we'll see, I guess. Why does Tengen remind Kenjaku of Sukuna though? Might be some mutation that you get like after a certain synergy with cursed energy or something.
Mm.
Because like Tengen became more cursed than humans
Yeah.
specifically because like he kept evolving, and if
EC,
Sukuna
yeah, it's sorry,
continuously evolved because of that, then
yeah.
yeah,
EC, yeah, you're right. It's the initial theory. I was trying to cut the extra fat off, but basically, yeah, it goes into the whole twins are cursed thing with cursed energy, like Maki and Mai. It's like a whole layered thing.
yeah. Marcus MC said triplets.
Oh my god, bro,
Hey, bro, he kind of
creative
just countered
liberties.
you. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I guess you could say like that's like Gege taking artistic liberties with it. It could be. I mean, I don't think there's a Yuji equivalent in all this mythology, so I could just be wrong. Um,
He's Ashura, bro.
yeah,
Um,
but
no, let's see. Someone mentioned this really early in stream, and
mm,
I don't know if you're down to wind down, but I know I
I'm
am,
definitely
right?
yeah.
Um, just real quick, I guess we can guess this. I'm excited to see forearm Gege choreography.
I am too.
We have not seen it in a long ass
Mm,
time.
100%. Long. When was the first time we saw it?
Grasshopper curse.
Oh my god, bro!
Yeah, and
You mean when he just drew a big blur of the forearm curse getting
no, no, no,
overwhelmed?
no, 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 bro. Don't. I almost. I'm not gonna lie. I almost told my hitman to kill you. Don't disrespect that sequence in terms of purely choreography. I don't give a fuck about the grasshopper itself, right? That sequence is hard as hell, and I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a red dot on your chest if you think otherwise. In GTA. That shit was cold. All right, Shibuya Gege. Never mind. Let me not get on my soapbox. I will just say that sequence, 2 arms versus 4 arms, cold as fuck. I need go ahead and bro. God, if you're real, give me Kashimo versus Sukuna, 2 arms versus 4 arms, and let me go ahead and see Kashimo over 1-1 too, please. If you're great, if you're goated, if you're real, you'll do that. But I don't know, Gege might not be real.
Sleeping Ninja doing it for the
So
14. Do you think Sukuna would care if Arame died? I mean, who's gonna cook for him?
uh, I mean, look at what happened when she got like obliterated by Gojo. He's just like, okay,
Damn,
all right, Gojo,
sucks
you
to be
ready?
you.
I will say one thing nobody really talks about that I didn't talk about either. How the fuck did she avoid purple?
Yeah, that also bugged me because like that was like 200%. Like Sukuna barely avoided it.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Gojo. Looking how the tables turn, huh?
God.
That's crazy, bro.
Anyway,
That's crazy.
Viper, thank you for the 5. Y'all ever consider Sukuna has already experienced defeat before, so he's already satisfied? Everything now is just new game plus sorcery DLC. Bro, I'd love to meet the scary motherfucker who beat Sukuna. What's going on right now? We need him
I'm not
right.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't. The reason I don't think so is because
Just defeats everything about Sukuna's character.
it's not even just that, but like losing once wouldn't make you like okay. Toji beat Gojo, right? But Gojo wasn't satisfied without having strong allies just because he lost once, right?
Yeah.
The satisfaction comes from consistently having people that you can clash with, at least in my interpretation of the story and like the character so far. But yeah.
M3D, thank you for the 5. The real answer is that Sukuna was fatherless and had too much time on his hands. Nobody taught the guy any manners, and look what happened. SMH, yeah, Maharaga should have definitely raised them better.
Yeah. Let's see. What anime team can beat this team? Gojo plus Sukuna plus Kenjaku plus Takaba plus Yuta. Remember, Takaba can break the fourth wall and Sukuna can cut reality. They ain't beating Goku.
Maharaga, thank you for the 5. What anime team can beat this team?
That is
Random Bleach character? I don't know.
Yeah, bro, Yuha. He's gonna go back and break every technique in the past.
Yeah,
like, wouldn't it be funny if, motherfucker, you don't have that ability anymore?
Exactly. Or just Goku. Yeah, like just I don't know. Yeah, I saw somebody say like Goku would lose to Gojo. No, I actually saw that a couple times, like just around, literally Princess Manic, Rimuru, like basically no diffs all of them at the same time.
Yeah, it is not an uncommon thought because like Infinity though, but like here's the thing.
It's that Gojo problem that like you and I have always discussed, right? That's a tie, right? If Goku just can't get past Infinity, it's a tie because there's nothing Gojo can do to even like scratch Goku's oh my god, Goku's fucking gi. You know what I mean? Like.
Gonna be honest with you, bro. If you can move infinite distance, which Goku can, you're just gonna walk right past that shit. I'm gonna say this. I'll put it like this. If you can move in stopped time, right? You just keep fighting a motherfucker at super speed, and you can like in like the tournament of power, your aura can fill the infinite space of like the void that the Grand Priest made. Yeah, man. I don't know if a little bit of infinite distance is gonna be a problem. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. And also, yeah, Dragon Ball characters kind of just do ignore hacks if you're stronger. If they're like, oh my god, bro, you turned me into a piece of candy. Well, I'm really strong. So what's that got to do with me?
Yeah, at least like in a God, I can't even. I don't have the stamina to argue it. Goku just wins.
Yeah, I made a video a little bit ago saying like 3 characters who can beat Gojo, and one of them I put Kid Buu instead of Goku just because I know that motherfucker will blow up the planet if he can't get past it anyways.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't getting past it the limitless
like,
at a certain point
air,
is just
bro. Like
yeah.
It's so stupid because like what do they think Gojo can do, bro? Like I love Gojo, right? Love him.
Bro, but domain expansion though. All right, whatever.
It's like all right, off.
The shit gets less effective the stronger you are. So what's that mean to Goku though?
Yeah, but also, Goku fights on like a what universal level. Like, what's what set of infinity is Gojo cooking in that domain? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. He's gonna be Gojo's gonna be in there looking around like, this is pretty interesting
okay,
ability,
okay,
and then
I got
just
a crazy
cave his
take,
shit
bro.
in.
Infinite
Mm.
Void wouldn't work on Supreme Kai. Like
Supreme Kai is fucking disgusting, but yeah, I mean
you
you're
you
not
know
wrong,
yeah
but like that's gross.
like Supreme Kai is gonna be like, I mean, nothing's changed. It's just what I see normally.
Hmm.
What are you doing, bro? You just giving my brain a massage.
Yeah. Wouldn't UI Goku still dodge even if he got hit by Infinite Void? I mean, the attack just spawns on your body. The issue is that he doesn't need to dodge. He can be in base and just be like, okay. Here's the big thing, right? Dragon Ball characters, like, hey man, they can keep in mind this isn't a specific hacks they have. They can just scream really loudly and transcend the infinite space that is in the hyperbolic time chamber, right? Vegito can be turned into candy and the thing that's supposed to instantly kill you, by the way, he can retain all of his power and autonomy and beat the piss out of Boo, right? Vegeta gets mind controlled by Bob, and he's just like, no, but I'm a prideful Saiyan, and then he just like fucking shakes it off. Like hacks, I'm gonna be honest with you, the hack shit don't really work.
Isn't
It just
Jiren faster than time too?
Yes, Jiren is faster than time. And to be fair, like Goku was in like the second arc of Dragon Ball Super. Hit stop. Oh, I skipped forward 1 point second in time. Blah blah blah.
And
Goku's
Goku's
like,
like,
okay, but what
I
if I
got it.
move? What if I
Yeah,
move during that time frame though?
exactly.
Huh?
Like literally, Jiren just brute forced it. He was just like, okay, and here I am in your pocket dimension, right, traversing space and time. What now?
Yeah. What's that got to do with me, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what's
It's
that?
like,
What?
bro,
What is
literally,
that? What is that?
it's that TikTok video. It's like, you can't box. Like that's always.
Yeah. Yeah.
M3, thank you for the
It's
five.
not. It's not going good for them.
Also, y'all have glossed over the new FTL argument for top tier JJK characters.
I
FTL.
mean, it's the electromagnetic like
Faster than light.
electromagnetic waves
Okay.
are light
God.
waves. Like if you can react or like if you're shooting them, they're that fast. I mean, we're just gonna have to see more explanations. But like I guess like in theory, that's not crazy. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm aware of them though. I'm just interested in seeing how they play out. If we
Yeah.
see Sukuna like dodge it or blah blah blah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm
Krillin beat
ready to.
Sukuna. Yes,
Yeah.
duh.
I think.
But yeah,
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming out. This was a great chapter. Really got my blood pumping for the rest of this fight. I'm really excited to see what Kashimo and Sukuna cook. And we'll be here every week, talking about it, appreciating it. I think I'm gonna also drop a Gojo versus Sukuna playlist, just for the whole fight, in case y'all wanna go back and binge that. That might be fun to do. Um,
yeah, that'll be interesting.
yeah.
See how her takes progress and shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get called out for it. Like the fucking next episode or the 100th or
This
something.
this
Yeah.
this aged poorly.
Aged like milk. Yeah. But yeah, appreciate you guys. I think I'm gonna give this chapter a solid 10. I just liked it from start to finish.
Yeah, so this gets a Kashi goat out of 10 for me. We don't really use numbers around here for shit like this.
Love to see it, man.
No, but I'm
Get
locked
cooked.
in. It was very good, very good. It seems no break week, so I'm excited to see what we're gonna be getting in a bit. So yeah, thank you guys, and we will see you guys on Thursday for every member, and for all those who are not, we'll see you on Sunday.
Appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks to everybody, members who joined, lived for the thumbnail, and for everybody who coming out and stayed. Have a good night, guys.